Good afternoon. It is 3 o'clock. I'm Joseph Bonanno from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. The Titans get set to host the Packers at Nissan Stadium this Sunday with kickoff at noon. The League Company Countdown to Kickoff pregame show starts at 9 a.m. and Titans Radio takes over at 11 right here on The Zone. Titans head coach Brian Callahan met with the media and said that running back Tyjae Spears was questionable for Sunday's game with an ankle injury. For the Packers, Matt LaFleur said quarterback Jordan Love was questionable and that they were working through getting him medically cleared. In college football this weekend, Vanderbilt goes on the road to face number 7 Missouri, and number 6 Tennessee heads to Norman to face number 15 Oklahoma for the first ever SEC game for the Sooners. You can catch the Ball Network call of that game right here on The Zone starting at 4:30 p.m. For your foundation repair, waterproof needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Yo, what up, Nashville? 3HL is on the air. Friday edition. Trash Talk Friday here on the big show. Beautiful day in the Music City. Going to be a beautiful weekend. A really hot weekend. Don Davenport is in Louisville, I guess.
What up, Babsy?
The last I heard, she said that they were 20 minutes late going to Atlanta, and she only had 35 minutes to get her connecting flight with all things being equal.
That makes sense.
So her connecting flight in Atlanta to go to Louisville from here when she was sitting in Buffalo Wild Wings, 2 hours and 30 minutes in terms of driving from Louisville.
Yeah, it was a no-go.
Did she get there? Do you know?
Yeah, she definitely got there.
Or we would have heard about it.
Yeah, exactly. She's definitely in the building.
Slay Dog is in the building.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building. Let's go, baby. No roof.
You going to be watching any football this weekend?
All weekend long, baby. A lot of bets out there, a lot of parlays, and it'll be capped off with the nightcap.
You had a 4-leg parlay last night. What happened?
Brees Hall, man, 3 yards.
That's all he needed?
All I needed was 3 yards.
11 carries, 55 yards. You needed 3 more?
Dude.
By the way.
Golly.
That was the last thing you needed?
I'm about to tell you.
By the way.
What it was.
Aaron Rodgers, AFC East, better take note.
Yeah.
That dude's ramped up now. He carved up a pretty good Patriots defense.
Yeah, he got his little pirate leg together. Ain't no pirate. There wasn't no pirate leg last night.
No kickstand.
No.
He was moving around the pocket, avoiding sacks. He was running.
No, he looked good.
27 of 35, 281 through the air.
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Quarterback rating, Slay Dog, 118.9.
Sheesh.
How old is this dude?
Got to be like 42 or something, man.
He's a man. He's 40.
No, he's 40. He's Mike Gundy.
He'll be 41 in December.
Well, that dude don't look like it. Don't play like it either, because, boy, he's back to him. Okay, this is what I needed. Brees Hall over 60.5 yards. He had 54. Braylon Allen over 58.5 yards. He had 55. Garrett Wilson went over, and
so you were close.
Spread.
You were close.
Yeah, man. Plus 966.
Packers at Titans coming up on Sunday, 12 o'clock. You can catch the game right here on 104.5 The Zone. It's also on Fox. Kevin Kugler will handle the Titans-Packers play-by-play for Fox. He'll join the show at 5:20.
All right, well, we need to talk to him.
Tennessee at Oklahoma. Tennessee dipped back under a touchdown. It keeps every time it goes to 7.5, it gets bought down to 6.5.
Yeah.
When it goes to 6.5, it gets bought up to 7.5.
Yeah.
It's currently 6.5. Tennessee at Oklahoma, 6:30 ABC. We will spend a lot of time on both of those games. Josh Ward with Josh and Swain on the Sports Animal in Knoxville. We'll talk Tennessee, Oklahoma with Josh at 3:20 in the next segment. We will do that at that point. Greg Cosell, executive producer and analyst for NFL Matchup with Darius Butler and Sal Powell on the ESPN properties. Senior producer with NFL Films for 44 years will join us at 4:20 to talk about what Greg saw on tape from the loss to the Jets, and we'll do a Packers-Titans deep dive scout.
I'm ready. I'm ready for that Oklahoma. Oklahoma! Bring your wagon wheels. We want them.
You're turning the Omaha thing into Oklahoma?
Yeah, Oklahoma! I like to go the Wolfpack. I got wolf hair from that one. I'm looking for a wagon wheel. Anybody going down there, bring me back a wagon wheel.
You know that fan site from NC State that was talking all that trash before the Tennessee game?
They sleep.
They never circled back and said, "Hey, man, y'all got us."
They sleep. Like they'll probably literally sleep.
I think they've tweeted like twice since that game.
Yeah, they were probably just waiting on Clemson. Like, we'll just go to sleep till Clemson get here.
You gonna have a parlay later too?
I most definitely got a parlay. I already got one in order.
We will also at 5:45 offer our Titans-Packers picks, along with our Tennessee Oklahoma picks. Did y'all see what Ohtani did yesterday?
Hey man, dude is a freak.
Zeph was keeping up with it while we were on the air yesterday.
Zeph said, man, he just stole. No, he said he just hit his home run to get 49. I said, oh, well, he about to get 50. He just stole the 2 bases. And what did he do before that game was over?
Hit 2 more
50.
home runs.
Hit 2 more. So Dodgers all-time record, 51 homers. They've still got, what, like 12, 13 games left, something like that?
Yeah, end of September.
And yesterday, 6 for 6. This guy's also an elite pitcher when he's healthy, right? Like, this is crazy. 6 for 6, 4 runs scored, 10 RBI, 3 home runs, and 2 doubles.
That's serious, man. He is the show.
I mean, seriously.
He's literally
like, think about
show.
some slugger in travel baseball against, like, some kid that they're pitching because they're trying to rest arms. You're still not going to get 6 for 6 with 3 homers and 2 doubles.
No, dog.
So
we're talking about Major League Baseball,
like in the big leagues.
Twitter account Freezing Cold Takes, right?
Yes.
So when Shohei was coming into the league, there were some scouts that said he's basically a high school hitter, saying that he wouldn't be able to compete with MLB pitching, and then he just did what he did yesterday. And Freezing Cold Takes picked that scout report up and was floating it around yesterday. Thought that was funny.
He wouldn't be what?
They said that he was basically a high school hitter coming from Japan over to the States.
Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah, and that he wouldn't be able to compete when he gets to the MLB. And he was instantly a star with the Angels, and then he goes to the Dodgers on a bigger stage and does even more impressive things.
Instantaneous.
They have 9 games left, the Dodgers. So what does he end up with? 55?
Man, he might as well. Like, golly, dog.
He's at what, 51, 53 right now?
Is that what it is?
I think it's 51, 53, 51, 52, something like that.
I mean, just ridiculous. All right. Baseball postseason's coming up. I always enjoy that. Vanderbilt at Missouri. Missouri favored by 20.5.
It's a lot of points, man. You know what?
That was at 21.5 until Todd started running his mouth about taking Vanderbilt.
I think that's what I got it at.
21.5 is what I got it at.
That's what I got it at, too.
What do you think about that game?
I think the fighting Clark Lees fight back.
I do, too. I think they were sleepwalking at Turner Field, which I've heard is easy to do.
Oh, it
ain't nothing.
Blah.
Yeah. That's a good. What's the environment like at Turner Field?
Blah.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
So I heard you could see it in the body language, like, immediately.
Yeah.
That they just didn't look like the same team as they were on tape. So, little bounce back opportunity here. Missouri's certainly the better team and should win the football game, but the thought is that Vanderbilt can keep it with inside that number.
Is Missouri as good as you think they are?
I don't know what to think about Missouri. I keep thinking that they're going to find the explosive plays. They just haven't done it yet. And you know, with Weiss and with Luther Burden, number 3, I mean, that's 2 of the better wide receiver in the country.
No question. No question about it.
Everybody's running 2 high safeties, which Mel Kiper was complaining about. So they're having to go underneath.
Sometimes, Mel, you just got to keep some of this stuff in the basement.
He does. He works out of his basement. He also eats a piece of, did you know this? A piece of pumpkin pie every day?
Yeah, with the Cool Whip.
How do you even find pumpkin pie every day?
Cool Whip out the can, too. It's canned Cool Whip guy.
Canned Cool Whip?
Mm-hmm. So, whipped cream. I said Cool Whip. Whipped cream, same thing.
Oh, word.
In a sense. I think Vandy, if you talk about culture change and him owning the defense, he gave up the offense. Pavia, is that how you said?
Mm-hmm. Diego Pavia.
Yeah, it's time for him to get off the mat. No need in reading the press clippings. if you're changing the culture, this is a great time to do it. And I'm talking about rather forget win or lose, but competing. You could easily lay down, getting ready to go into conference play. Are you going to compete? I believe that
children are the future.
That sounds like one of them. I believe that we
will win.
Yeah, that's what I felt like.
I thought you were. I believe that children are the future.
I mean, they are. You know what I'm saying? They actually are. But I believe, though, that they get up off the mat. And I think they are a splitting image of him, and he's a fighter. I want to see him get out there and fight and compete.
By the way, Shohei Ohtani, last year pitching 10-5 with a 3.1 ERA. The year before that, 15 wins, 15-9 with a 2.3 ERA.
And he said, what was he going to take off 2 years pitching? I thought he was just going to have an average year.
With that surgically repaired
50-50.
That surgically repaired shoulder.
You know what, guys? I'm not going to pitch. I'll just go hit and do 50-50. Like, golly. That's nuts, man.
Coconuts.
Man, every bit of it. That's a special human being over there. Salute to him. The show. Mookie Betts.
He's hitting 294 with 51 home runs, 120 RBIs.
Think they're ready for the playoffs? They're getting healthy.
51 stolen bases, though.
He's worth every bit of that contract that the Dodgers gave him.
Plus, we're going to Bobby Bonilla him later, too, because like in 25 years, we're going to be doing Shohei Ohtani's getting paid today.
He should be.
Because he deferred the whole contract.
Yeah, he's only getting paid $2 million a year.
I love it.
For like the next 10 years.
Hell yeah.
And then he's going to get paid like $60 million a year for like 20 years.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
See, I would worry about dying, so I wouldn't do that.
Nah, it's going to piss people anyway. That's what you want.
Well, that's
anyway,
true.
probably.
Yeah.
Then you got to think, we just talking about his baseball contract. We ain't talking about no endorsements. he ain't even got to get that $2 million. He ain't got to live off of none of that. You know what his endorsements are coming from overseas? Forget here in America. Man, dude,
I can't wait until 10 years from now when, he's in his 30s and he joins, another team that's probably a contender. So let's say the Braves. I'm saying that because I'm a Braves fan. Joins the Braves, but the Dodgers are paying his whole salary.
I mean, word around the campfire was they were in it, right?
For a little bit. For a little bit. But you can't compete with that Dodger money.
No, you cannot. Or the Yankee money.
That's
50. And the guy won 15 games as a pitcher.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
That's a creative player. That's what that is.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
What are we doing?
That's what Nico about to be down there in Norman. That's what they're going to be wondering. What is he doing?
Some other local teams in action. Memphis coming off that win against Florida State. They're 3-0. They play at Navy. 9-point favorite. Watch out. I think they win, but the combination of that bounce back off a big win at Florida State combined with a system you don't see every week and you had to suddenly prepare for, and you can't do goods against goods. You've got to dial in against that option.
We're going to learn something about them.
Yeah, so Memphis favored by 9, 2:30, CBS Sports Network. Tennessee State at Tennessee Tech. TSU 2-1. They won last week, 1:30, ESPN Plus. Tennessee Tech struggling.
Where they playing at?
Tennessee Tech.
Man, Tech doing a great job up there, man, with their facilities and everything, dog. It's really going to change around.
They'll get going. Yeah. Alabama A&M is just not right now. Alabama A&M at Austin Peay. Austin Peay 0-3. Also 6 p.m. ESPN Plus. And then in the Conference USA action, Western Kentucky hosting Toledo. Ooh. Toledo favored by 2.5. They are 3-0 on the season.
Toledo.
What I've heard about Toledo is they're not really that good.
3PO.
But they went and blasted Mississippi State in Starkville.
Yeah, does that mean Mississippi State ain't that good?
And then homecoming in Murfreesboro. Middle Tennessee taking on Duke. Duke 3-0. Coming into Murfreesboro Floyd Stadium. Duke a 14.5-point favorite. It is homecoming. I'll have more on all the homecoming festivities coming up. That game is at 3 o'clock on ESPNU. Right. When we come back, Josh Ward with Josh and Swain on the Sports Animal at Knoxville will join us to talk about Tennessee at Oklahoma.
Let's go.
Next, 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
What is happening, good people? You know what time it is. It's Brentwood Jewelry, man. Get in there and get you something nice. Yeah, something shiny, something that means something. Something that, can pass down throughout the ages. different generation to another generation to another generation. You got to go to Brentwood Jewelry, BrentwoodJewelry.com. 7012 Church Street East, located in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. And when I say this is a family, this is a family when you walk in there, man, and they treat you as such. Brandon and the fam, man, always take care of you. They took care of me, got the engagement, everything, knocked it out. Boom, bam, built. Out of there. Custom pieces can be done, precious heirlooms that you hold sacred. They can be passed down. Get them in any style. Get them transformed into something you can wear every single day. Customize a piece for an anniversary, a special birthday, or just to give a gift. Brentwood Jewelry always delivers exceptional style, exceptional deals every single day for over 50 years. They're not going to stop now. 7012 Church Street East, located in the heart of Brentwood. It's just off Franklin Road. BrentwoodJewelry.com.
All right, I want to tell you about my friends at Outdoor Lighting Perspectives of Nashville. They came out and put landscape lighting and lit up my backyard, my driveway, and it looked absolutely amazing. Even put lights within my deck so that we could actually eat dinner out there once it got dark at night, which, by the way, is coming. You know how Nashville is. It gets dark at like 4 o'clock in the fall and winter. So Bob Lyons and his team came out, figured out what I needed, and then put in all of the latest LED lighting. It looks amazing. Outdoor Lighting Perspectives of Nashville. Been around for over 38 years and have been making homes stunning with landscape lighting. By the way, they will give you a free nighttime design demonstration so you can see exactly how good your backyard or your front yard or your driveway area, whatever, looks. They do festival lights, path lights, wall washing, tree lighting, area lighting. They even do holiday lighting, by the way. If you've ever been to Cheekwood, they've done the holiday lighting there for the past 8 years, installed and maintained. They can do that for you as well. They do it all. Outdoor Lighting Perspectives of Nashville. Go visit them online, outdoorlights.com/Nashville.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. That's really funny. Slay was just singing this song during the break. And then Zeph played it without knowing that Slay was singing this song during the break.
I told y'all, man, when I went and saw this movie, Twisters,
That's
soundtrack
good,
is
dude.
phenomenal, too.
That movie is good.
I'm telling you, man, the soundtrack goes so good with it. Like, they did their thing, man. Shout out Jelly. Jelly was in that bad boy. Hey, man, yeah. And this was one of the premier songs on it. Pretty good jam. I'll tell you what, though, Oklahoma, you can expect that song to be played loud and clear after we get this victory. I have a little video for you guys. Queued right up. Won't be no love in Oklahoma.
We're going to get to Josh Ward in just a second. People say Tennessee hasn't played a tough schedule.
Yes, they have, Yor. They say that.
They do say that. Well, they haven't played a tough schedule. Well, I still push back on NC State because I don't know what they are yet. They play Clemson on the road this weekend, so we'll get a better data point on them.
But without knowing who they were ranked coming into the game. That ain't our fault.
That's right. So Tennessee's strength of schedule is 102. Mm-hmm. They've won their 3 games by a combined score of 191-13. Okay. Now let's take a look at 3-0 Oklahoma.
Okay.
They have won their last 2 games by a total of 19 points. Both games were 1-score games at least midway through the fourth quarter. Mm-hmm. And Houston went down to the wire. Oklahoma's strength of schedule, 107.
Whoa. So it seems that they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing if they're ranked, if they ain't playing nobody.
All I hear about is Tennessee's strength of schedule. I want to hear about Oklahoma's strength of schedule, too. And the fact that they've won their last 2 games by 19 total points. I cannot wait for this matchup. Josh Ward joins us from the Sports Animal in Knoxville. Josh and Swain. Josh, what's up? How are you?
The schedules they're not overly impressive on either side, but what's impressive is how Tennessee beat down the teams that it played when it was presented those 3 games the last 3 weeks.
Right, and Oklahoma was playing with their food, and their offensive line struggled, and they're ranked like 112 in America and against that schedule, right? And I know they've been hurt, and I know they're getting some guys back, but man, this is going to be a fun night. I mean, a historic night, obviously, in Norman, Oklahoma, as they play their first conference game, their first SEC game in conference, and they do it against the last quarterback to win them a national title. They're going to honor Josh Heupel. I'm anxious to see how all of this plays out and what the vibe looks like at Oklahoma.
Yeah, if you wrote this as a fictional story, at some point you'd get to all these storylines that we have with this game, and somebody would say, come on. I mean, there's no way all of this would come together, but it's true. Josh Heupel is an all-time legend at Oklahoma. The way that he left that program in 2014 when Bob Stoops made a change is something that maybe fired up Josh Heupel and led him down a path to where he became an even better coach, now one of the best offensive coaches in the country. He's one of the best head coaches, I think, in the country. To have this kind of opportunity, the scheduling is no coincidence, of course. That actually was written up for them to play in the first game with Oklahoma in the SEC. But the Vols are in a very good position. The Vols have all the confidence going into this one, and they should have the confidence they have.
I want to go back to the schedule thing. So what do you think Tennessee would do to Houston? Houston, who is 1-2, they lost to UNLV 27-7. And what would Tennessee have done to Tulane? I mean, they would have blown the doors off both of those teams. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm trying to figure out why the line is just 6.5, honestly.
Yeah, to your question, what would Tennessee have done against those teams? My guess is scored at least 50 points. So that would have I'll check that box off quickly. And then probably wouldn't have allowed a touchdown because we have to go back to the end of last year's regular season to the last time that happened. To your question about the line, part of it has to be it's a night game in Norman. 2 weeks ago, Oklahoma was a favorite against Tennessee, so it has moved a touchdown or more probably from where it was. But I have to I guess, also imagine that players coming back, while quarterbacks are really the players that will move a line, players coming back has to hold some of the confidence that Oklahoma is trying to build. Players coming back from injury, night game at home, the build-up to the first SEC game. But if you line these teams up evenly, here's Tennessee, here's Oklahoma. Which one has the advantage going in? I don't know how anybody is saying Oklahoma.
Right, so turnovers can dictate. So all things being equal, if there are 0 turnovers for each team, I totally go along with what you're saying, for sure. In terms of a roster, talking to people in that business, the rosters don't compare. But turnovers are an equalizer, and Oklahoma leads the country in forced turnovers. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they forced a lot of them in the Temple game, but they've been plus in all three. And I have to imagine that priority number one, if they're putting a list of to-dos in this game, number one is pressure Nico and try to take the ball away to help the offense, because Oklahoma knows if the Sooners have to go up and down the field with Tennessee, Tennessee wins that matchup. If Oklahoma has to tell Jackson Arnold, hey, I know protection might not be there, but you need to go 80 yards a few times to get us some touchdowns, good luck to him. But if the defense can take the ball away, if they can set up Oklahoma's offense in more favorable positions, that is what gives them a chance. So on Tennessee's side, of course, take care of the football. Protect Nico and protect the ball, and that gives Tennessee a very good chance to win this game.
Josh Ward with us from Josh and Swain, Sports Animal in Knoxville.
Josh, so where do you see their comfort level? As the fans, I was on OKC's the Sports Animal, as a fact, earlier today, and like they're throwing all of the I guess we're not too confident, but man, our defense is and our defense can carry us over the hump. And Jackson Arnold, if he can just do this, and if this offensive line can just do that, and this young rookie running back can just get Tatum, can get over and we get our receiver, like all these ifs. And have you ever seen a team with this much tradition talking this many ifs outside of Tennessee?
Now, it sounds crazy, but honestly, it sounds like conversations we had a few years ago when Tennessee was clearly behind and trying to catch up to the big-time programs, knowing, if all of this doesn't go in Tennessee's favor, Tennessee's probably not winning the game.
Right.
And that sounds like the conversation that you're describing there in Oklahoma. They have to be thinking, hey, okay, we've got some big guys up front. We brought in a transfer in Dominic Williams. We have this linebacker in Danny Stutzman. We have Billy Bowman. They have some good individual players on defense. That's real. But as Brent mentioned, you line up the rosters top to bottom. Yeah. Seems like there's a big advantage, especially if we talk about line of scrimmage. So there's the health status of Lance Hurd there. There's that question. Let's see Tennessee's offensive line. But I think Tennessee's offensive line is built, especially there on the interior with Cooper Mays at center and Javonte Spraggins and Campbell's played so much to hold their own at the very least. And then Tennessee's defensive line should give the Vols a chance against anybody,
right?
Especially in this kind of game against Oklahoma. So, no, it sounds like Oklahoma is talking about if best case scenario can play out. The problem in this type of situation, if you're hoping for the best case scenario against a team that is better than you, they can help dictate how that's going to go. And if Tennessee is locked in and Tennessee avoids penalties, avoids turning the football over, plays clean, as we would describe it, then that's when we come back to straight up football, and that's difficult for Oklahoma to keep up with. When we talk about can this team or that team play its best, the other side can have something to do with that, and Tennessee's going to try to keep Oklahoma from being able to have a shot at playing its best.
Yeah, from what I hear, they're going to, number one, this defense, they say, is the fastest and most aggressive defense they've had at Oklahoma in a long time. I've heard that they are going to try to fill the box and try to limit Tennessee's run game and force a young quarterback into third and long situations on the road. I think that's the success route for Oklahoma if they can get that done. If they can slow down Dylan Sampson in that run game and present Tennessee and a young quarterback with third and long situations in a hostile environment, I just don't think they will be able to. Because, people are sleeping on Dylan Sampson.
Yes.
Nationally, nobody knows who this guy is. And he has 4 consecutive 100-yard games. He's number 2 in the SEC in rushing, despite playing less than 7 quarters of football so far. He's tied for number 1 in America in touchdowns with Junty from Boise State, despite having played just a little bit more than 6 quarters of football, a little bit more than half of the quarters Tennessee has played this year. I think people are sleeping on Dylan Sampson. I think he's going to have a big game against Oklahoma. It might take a second, but I think he'll get going.
I think he will too. Dylan's terrific. We've talked about his potential in this offense if he stays healthy. I think he's an all-SEC guy. He has a chance to put up first-team all-SEC numbers in this offense. He's pacing very well in the first quarter of the season. And it's not just that he's an explosive athlete. He has the ability as a runner. He's a good receiving option. His vision is terrific. And what he's able to do behind Tennessee's offensive line, the tight ends have played such a big role. And Tennessee is doing more than I think they felt comfortable at times over the last couple of years. And in the running game, Dylan Sampson really sets up a lot of what they're able to do. So I don't expect numbers from the last 3 weeks because of how dominant they were, but I expect running success. And then we'll see. Nico in the passing game, I think, have faced some questions of why aren't they doing more? And I think a lot of that is what defenses have tried to do against them. And there's just only so much that they've been able to limit, which was very little over the last 3 weeks. I think Sampson has a good game. Let's see what the rotation is behind Sampson, because Selden was held out last week. I think should be good to go. So you have Selden and Deshaun Bishop, who I think could do really well as well. But this offense really is driven by Dylan Sampson. I think we'll see that again this weekend.
Tennessee defensively, when you start to talk about the depth, one thing that seems to lack with them seems to be the stats to kind of match it. But this is usually, I've been saying, this is what the good teams with depth go through. When you look at teams like Georgia, when Jordan, what's his name, Jordan James? Not Jordan James, the big fella.
Joshua Josephs or
no for Georgia.
Jordan a couple years ago.
Georgia, they went to Philadelphia, went to the Eagles.
Jordan Davis. Yeah,
Jordan Davis. When you got guys like him, but everybody's talking about Jalen Carter. And then when you look at Alabama, it's the same thing with Will Anderson and those guys. Like, that's what it's about. When you have depth, sometimes your numbers dip, but that doesn't mean your productivity dips. Is that what you see with the defensive line and the depth chart and all of that as far as the stats go?
Yeah, so we have been asked, hey, when's Pierce getting his sack? And I think he has a good chance this weekend. And we'll see. He entered the season with everybody paying attention to James Pierce, and you can still find plays where he has affected what's happened in the play without seeing the stats. It's the totality of what Tennessee has up front. Tyree West comes in as a reserve, and he's a guy that's starting for almost every defensive line in the country, many of them. I feel comfortable saying that. Everything they have on the interior with the question at center and guys that have or will move around for Oklahoma, that is a big concern for them with what Tennessee has, future NFL guys on the interior. But also, we've seen plays where James Pierce doesn't record anything in the box score, but somebody else does because of it. The pick six that Kamal Hadden had at the end of the first half against South Carolina was because of pressure applied by James Pierce. How he affected offensive tackles that were trying to jump as early as they could to try to get out in front of him, leading to penalties, knocking an opposing offense back. Those are the things that could affect Oklahoma in this game. If Taylor goes at tackle, and whether we're talking about Pierce, I'm focusing on him, but Josephs and West, those guys, what they're able to do, if Taylor's coming back from an ankle injury and he's not 100%, he's just trying to give it a go because it's a big game, against this defensive line, good luck with that. So the pressure that Tennessee could apply to Jackson Arnold could force him into a mistake. We're talking about Oklahoma trying to take the ball away. We know Tim Banks wants to do the exact same thing. Right. And if Tennessee's defense is able to score those turnovers that they plan to, then it's probably lights out in Norman.
He was sacked 3 times by Temple.
Yeah.
He's been sacked 9 times, 3 times in each game. So there will be some opportunities. OU offense, we were talking about these stats yesterday on the show. 3 and outs, number 122 out of 134. Third down conversions, number 110. Sacks allowed, number 117. Offensive success rate, number 116. I mean, when you look at this matchup, that's where you start, right? Oklahoma's offensive line has to perform better because Tennessee is going to destroy them if they put out that kind of effort again.
Yeah, and my guess is that they're better because of some guys that we're expecting back. Like if Hickman can't go at center and it's Troy Everett, who's a veteran player, he's better than Bates, who's been in there at center, but better doesn't automatically mean good enough against Tennessee's defensive line. And I'm sure that they have plans of misdirection, how they can use Arnold in the run game to try to get something going. I wonder, is tempo a factor? But Kevin Simon was in for Swain today, with Swain traveling out to Norman, and Kevin was talking about, well, tempo maybe is something they consider on offense, but if they get an opportunity, do they want to sit on it knowing what Tennessee does? So that's something that you consider as well on the other side. Yeah. It's hard to believe that they're going to get everything going that they need to keep up with Tennessee. So that's why Venables' thought has to be slow them down as best we can from the defensive side, get into a fist fight kind of game where we're hoping can you get to 24 points to win? Because if it's 30 plus to win this game, to me, that clearly favors Tennessee.
Love it. Josh Ward every Friday from the Sports Animal in Knoxville. Thank you, Josh. Good stuff, man.
Josh, I ain't letting you slide out of here that easy, though.
Yeah.
What's your prediction?
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if I'm as confident as you, Ron, but that's typically the case no matter the subject. I do have Tennessee winning by multiple scores. So the score I gave out was 31-20. I have the Vols 50-plus point streak coming to an end, but Tennessee 4-0 with a 31-20 win at Oklahoma.
That's funny. That's what I earlier. I think it was Tuesday that on my parlay I took them by 11.5.
Now your confidence is probably going to go down knowing that my pick is similar to yours.
No, I think it's going to boost, Josh. I think I'm
Okay,
thinking
there
just
you go.
boosted. I might go to 15.5.
He's got to make up for you, Josh.
I got to pick yours up, baby.
Yeah, always add a touchdown to Josh's fearful picks.
There he is. He's Josh Ward at Josh_Ward. Give him a follow on X. Thank you, Josh. Good stuff, man.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
By the way, those 3 50-point games to start the season, first time Tennessee's done that since 1913.
Well,
I think that will probably come to an end this weekend, too.
yeah, 50-point game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't expect that. I don't expect over 38. That's a lot, too.
Not when you're averaging 63.7 or whatever it is.
True. This is true. I mean, you're going up against – all I keep hearing is you're going up against a defensive mind. Like Venables is this guy. We're giving him a lot of credit. Listen, man, this is always my thing, and I think a lot of people forget about it. They got to go play. They have to go play, and you have to play for a long time. If you are not depending on your offense to put up some type of points, if Oklahoma can't get 24, they don't have a chance at winning. They don't have a chance. This ain't going to be no 17-10, 17-13 game. I'm sorry. I just don't believe it. Which
is what they, like, if you're in their defensive meeting room, that's what they're trying to draw.
That's what they ought to be trying to draw.
Because the defensive meeting room, coming up with the defensive game plan, knows that offense is not going to score in the 30s. Right? So you got to come up with something.
And does that, if that's your game, man, doesn't it get a little tense? Don't you feel a little tense, or are you by win by any means necessary? You ain't played like that all year. Sucking the clock dry. I ain't seen that. So
615-737-1045. We'll go to the phones, get your reaction as we roll through the show.
Come on, you fans. Where you at, baby?
Guess what else is going to happen today? Marc Mariani's just going to jump in here for however long he wants.
Let's get this thing going.
He's going to guest co-host. So that's coming up. Stay tuned. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
What's happening, folks? Big Slay coming to you live and direct. When it comes to eating, you got to eat good, eat fresh, eat delicious. Always eat at Shoney's. That's where I'm head to, man. Anytime I'm ready to go catch a game, or I'm ready to take the family out, I'll sit down. Let's get us something good. Let's get us something fulfilling. I want to go to the Shoney's Fresh Food Bar. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to slide over there to Clarksville, Dixon, Lebanon, or the one on Donaldson Pike right there in Nashville, and you will not be let down. I promise you that. You can enjoy the delicious and endless variety of options that they have right there, all made from finest, high-quality ingredients. Shoney's all-you-can-eat fresh food bar is for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The breakfast bar is the best in town, believe me. I blast it. I'm telling you, I go in there, go to work, and take the fam in there, and they got also special themes that you can come from Monday all the way to Sunday. Does not matter. Backyard barbecue, flavor fiesta. What's today? Fridays, surf to the table. Fridays have always been our long-standing seafood night, so get in there and get you some, and don't forget about that world-famous hot fudge cake. You better get you some good food. Let's eat. Let's eat some Shoney's.
Yes, football is back, and Zen Sports is here for us too, baby. What better way to get back and bet on the big games than on Zen Sports, the new sportsbook in Tennessee that is bringing sports betting to a whole new level, literally. When you sign up for Zen Sports, you'll automatically earn up to $100 no-danger first wager. So if your first bet loses, this is what that means. You will be reimbursed for the amount of your bet up to $100. So you might as well go bet $100. And for football season, Zen Sports is launching a revamped betting platform for both college football and the NFL. And what's better, with their new look, Zen Sports will be offering daily promotions, including odds boosts, same-game parlays, no-danger wagers, and much more. Also, they have a very cool VIP rewards program you got to check out. It's by invite only. So if your play qualifies, check out the program details, and you can apply there at zensports.com/VIP. So what are you waiting for? Jump in. Zen Sports, betting just got better. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Terms and conditions apply. No danger wager limited to plus 500 odds to qualify. Boosted odds are derived from equivalent parlay bets offered in Tennessee. Must be 21 and older and in Tennessee to bet.
Three HL 104.5 The Zone. Florida playing at Mississippi State. Gators need this one. How are they going to handle the quarterback situation? Gators a 6.5 point favorite on the road.
Is need the right word?
I mean,
when
you're only going to win 4 games, you probably need like any game you could win.
How about the old Pepsi thing? Got to have it.
Got to have it?
Yeah, they got to have this.
Titans got to have it.
No, they got to have it too.
Can't go to 0-3.
No, we don't need to go to 0-3.
No. We got a super special guest co-host.
Super duper duper.
Get out. Marc Mariani. What up? Sitting in Babs' seat.
Yeah.
But not using Babs' headphones.
Oh, no, he got his own.
We got to make that point.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
What's up?
I just take whatever's laying around. What's up, man? In studio on a Friday?
I know.
Let's go.
Cool
And
Friday.
so you jump in. We move fast on Friday. So welcome in as one of the hosts today. And we're going to go to the phone.
Perfect.
615-737-1045. Tony the Stud. Tony.
Man, y'all, I'm all fired up right now.
All right.
And it's Trash Talk Friday.
Yep.
And I just want to let people know, man, Arnold Jackson getting ready to be turned into an Arnold Palmer and be sipped all the way down over here at Rocky Top.
Jackson Arnold, yes.
Look, I don't think Oklahoma stands a chance. They might as well just, get rid of the ammunition for this weekend, because the only one firing cannons is Tennessee Volunteers and all their fans. And this whole thing with the Titans too, with the first two losses, seems like a real good football team. I give them a puncher's chance every single Sunday. So all these people hating on Tennessee, talking about we don't play nobody. Well, what happened at NC State? Y'all had them ranked, and that now what? Because we ripped up on them, y'all don't think that they anybody? Like what? Will Levis is in his 11th game and made a couple of mistakes in the new staff. Nobody wants to give anybody a puncher's chance. Man, tighten up. Vols by 50. I ain't worried about nobody in Oklahoma this weekend. It's all orange and white all day, and I'm putting 100 down. Tennessee by 16.5. Go Vols!
There you go, Tony the Stud. He's fired
Love
up.
it.
What if Levis does some weird pitch again?
No.
I'm almost willing to bet he can't even do
not.
that no more.
Absolutely not.
I don't believe his body. I let him do it no more.
I
just like
If he
just can't do
did,
it.
I think Callahan would take him out of the game and put Mason Rudolph in.
We'll not see that again.
No, I'm with you, Moonshine. I don't think so, man.
I'm not going to come on here and be negative. I'm drinking the two-tone blue Kool-Aid like I always do.
That's good.
And I'm all fired up. I think we're all right. I got a lot to say about it, but I will say, if we're going to just start there, we will not see a backward pitch of any kind or a throw it up when you're going down for a sack. Yeah. We got a lot of good things going for us. We ain't going down that road 3 times in a row.
615-737-1045. Red is in the borough. Red, what up?
What up, Red?
Good old Rocky Top.
Woo!
Hey, boys, I got a thing. Just since y'all talking about the Will Levis thing, heck, man, dial him up some of those pitch plays so we don't do it so much on his own. Just dial some pitch ones up.
Make it a play.
Yeah,
but,
run the triple option. Let's see what happens.
What's the over-under? On this pitch?
Listen, remember that fake punt when Kern ran the option and got blasted?
Yeah, we will not be seeing that one either.
And he forgot to tell his wife that play was in the game plan?
Kern does a lot of things really well. I do never want to see him running the option again.
We love
my
you,
question
BK.
is, I was trying to help Slay out on his picks this week, man. I think Houston's gonna take care of Cincinnati Bearcats. I think they're like 5.5 points, and your Southern Miss is going to beat Jackson State, I believe, by 6.5. The underdogs, they're going to come in and beat them straight up.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man.
Miss over Jackson State.
Red had tips for Slay.
I like that. Hey, listen, I take all of it from the people, man. I'm a fan of the people.
I was watching both games like a lot of people last night, and I had that Appalachian State game on, and they just did not compete at all with South Alabama. I was really surprised by that.
That's odd.
And it was like 42-0 or something, and I texted y'all it was 42-7. The only points Appalachian State had at that point, midway through the fourth quarter, was on a Hail Mary right before the end of the first half. Only points they had. What has happened to them?
I missed that.
I did too, man. But sometimes you got to throw it up.
I mean, it's the only time they did end up scoring with like a minute to go.
You'd think they'd go back to that.
Every time we get to the 50, just throw it up.
It's the only thing that's working.
Did you, in your days as a wide receiver, ever catch a Hail Mary?
Not one of those.
Oh, my gosh. This just writes itself. If you would have caught a Hail Mary for the Titans.
Oh, wow.
Hail Mariani.
Hail Mariani.
That would have been the greatest call ever.
I had some game winners, but they weren't one of the long loopy ones, the jump ball thing. I had to do all the work myself after the catch, but
you had the kick return against Dallas where you got caught at the 3 yard line.
Oh no! Who did I get caught by? I can't remember. Tough to say. It was the kicker. Dude.
Oh no!
Hey, we gotta bring that highlight up. But it set up. Hey, it set up the game-winning CJ score. Which, by the way, he was our 12th Titan.
There we go.
This weekend, saw my boy CJ for a bit. Gosh, what a legend! But next day, I'm like, I took it. I think 90 yards, something awful, down to the 4, whatever. He punched it in the next play. Headline, CJ, game-winning touchdown. Like, all big, bold. I'm like, okay, well, where am I at? I'm like damn near in the fine print on the bottom of the article. You got to score that or else you're getting no love.
You ran a long way, too, because you caught it on, like, the far side on the 5-yard line. You ran all the way back to the near side.
You get no love for taking it to the 3. I'm telling you what, dude. It is nothing.
You didn't get the game ball?
I might have got a game ball.
Okay, that's all good.
But the paper forgot that part.
Yeah.
Damn.
615-737-1045. Ray in Cheatham County on this Friday on 3HL. Ray, what's up?
Hello.
Yo.
I enjoyed your guest. I had one question about Josh Heupel at Oklahoma.
Yes, sir.
Coaching. Is there a riff or animosity, do you think, regarding that? I've researched it. I can't find a whole lot about it.
Because no one will say anything publicly about it. The one thing that – so Josh Heupel's taken the high road, obviously. He said, without that experience in Oklahoma, for those that don't know, he was fired as offensive coordinator in 2015. Lincoln Riley replaced him and then ended up as Oklahoma coach. But Heupel got fired in 2015. He said that without that experience at Oklahoma, he wouldn't be at Tennessee. So that's kind of how he's handled it. Won the national title for them at quarterback in 2000. But I will say that, and Bob Stoops, for example, for another part of this, he was the head coach that fired Josh Heupel. He wouldn't do any media this week because he didn't want to talk about Heupel and Brent Venables and all these things. Now, some of the Tennessee players have said we're aware of the situation. And basically that's all they've said. So,
I'm trying to find out about it.
You're not going to find out anything. But my guess is a competitor is going to want to go in there and cut them ear to ear.
That's what I
No question.
I think he wants to beat them bad.
What's his name?
Thank you, Ray.
Ray. Hey, Ray, I'm going to tell you what you're looking for. Hell yeah, some controversy going on. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. And don't tell nobody I told you, but I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. Listen, man, they told that man come over there to the office late at night, about 11:30 at night. Stoops called him over there to the office. Josh Heupel forgot something. He went back in there into his house and said, "You sure I need to come over there?" The phone was off. So they had already disconnected the line. He was getting ready to get out the garage, and then he was getting ready to pull his car out of there, and the electricity, it was already cut off. So he had to get out there and manually open up the garage. Yeah, man, had to manually open up the garage, and then had to pull his car out. I heard when he pulled up, he got to the parking attendant to let up the little arm to let you into where the Oklahoma facility is, the sports facility, and wasn't even nobody there. So he had to leave his car, get out the car, walk around the booth, go into the building, had to pick up a brick, break the glass because his car wouldn't work no more. Oh, it's crazy. I'm telling you, get crazy. The janitor ran down, stopped him. He had a broom. He broke the broom over his knee, pushed him down, got up there. He said, the Heisman, I lost the Heisman. I was supposed to win the Heisman. They had all that hoopla going on. By the time he got to Stoops gave him a piece of paper, a pink slip. Hell, yo. Hey, I'm telling you, he gave him a pink slip and told him, be on your way. And when John Heupel turned around and walked out the door, you know what he did? Put one of them gold boots on, kicked him in the rear end and told him, get out of Oklahoma. We don't never want to see you again. Hell yeah, some controversy going on. And the Vols got his back. Let's go, Vols. $5 million. Let's go, Vols. $5 million. I know what you're looking for.
That's a real
I know what you're looking for.
That's a real story, baby.
What's happening, good people? Wesley Mortgage, man. Come to WhyWesley.com. You're looking for mortgage. You want to dive into it. This is the opportunity, man. I own the Chuck McDowell, Nashville native. Caring about the community is what he does, man. Now, no other mortgage companies are downsizing. McDowell and Wesley Mortgage are still rapidly expanding through Nashville. With unique networking opportunities, you can also get it there. And if you're in the mortgage business and you're trying to have some fun, get behind the team that can get you to having fun again, man. They're ensuring that your loans close on time, making sure you get paid, giving you back the time to build your business and bring back the fun. Now, it's all up to you what you're going to do. You go over to Wesley Mortgage, WhyWesley.com, currently recruiting in the top mortgage talent and with opportunities to network with the Titans, Music City Grand Prix, the Predators, and more. So this is your opportunity to go to WhyWesley.com.
Someone asked me the other day, do you know how many devices the average home has connected to their Wi-Fi network? It's way more than I thought. I actually went and looked and counted how many connected devices I own. It's a lot. But all to keep me connected to the good stuff, my streaming, my gaming, all my interneting, you name it. Xfinity knows that the number of devices we have connected to our internet is growing by the year. That's why they engineered their gateways to handle hundreds of connected devices. Hundreds. For real, though. Now through September 22nd, get 150 megabit Xfinity Internet for just $30 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. Plus, get free Wi-Fi equipment included. Make sure your home Wi-Fi can handle everything you throw at it and then some. Switch today. Xfinity. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees are extra. After the promotion, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
Good afternoon. It is 4:01. I'm Joseph Bonanno from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. The Titans get set to host the Packers at Nissan Stadium this Sunday with kickoff at noon. The Lee Company countdown to kickoff pregame show starts at 9, and Titans Radio takes over at 11. Titans head coach Brian Callahan met with the media today and said running back Tyjae Spears was questionable for Sunday with an ankle injury. For the Packers, Matt LaFleur said quarterback Jordan Love was questionable and that they were working through getting him medically cleared. In college football this weekend, Vanderbilt goes on the road to face number 7 Missouri. Number 6 Tennessee heads to Norman to face number 15 Oklahoma for the first ever SEC game for the Sooners. You can catch the Ball Network call of that game right here on The Zone starting at 4:30. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home of the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Britt Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Happy Friday to you. It is Trash Talk Friday. We're up and running. You can watch the show live on YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Thank you, Zeph. The executive producer of 3HL is Zeph. Dar Davenport is in Louisville in advance of Georgia Tech at Louisville. I took Georgia Tech plus the 10.5. What do you think about that? Marc Mariani is sitting in her chair right now.
Oh, wow.
Welcome to the show, Mark.
Wow. We're doing that? Shots fired.
Zeph loves to mess with people, man.
Hey, man. Golly.
Shouldn't be done that way, man.
Hey,
Yeah,
Zeph.
that was dirty,
Hey, Zeph.
man.
Let's rethink this and show Marc Mariani the due respect that he deserves.
Oh,
There
we
he
hunting.
is.
We are hunting.
There he is.
The Cumberland has some sharks in the water, baby.
Mark's sitting in as co-host today for a little while. So we'll just do the show as
Dude,
normal.
just don't even worry
You're not
about
a
it.
guest today. You're a guest co-host.
You won't even know I'm here, man.
We better. We better.
We chilling.
Tennessee at Oklahoma, Titans-Packers. We got a lot going, a lot of big games. 4. We got a game tonight. 2 top 25 teams playing.
I got a bet on 3 of the games tonight. How about that?
I only know about one of them.
Yeah.
Illinois at
too.
Nebraska. Number 24 Illinois against number 22 Nebraska. Don't sleep on Illinois' receiving core.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really good. Nebraska, a 7.5-point favorite with Dylan Raiola trying to look like
Patty
Patrick
cakes.
Mahomes. Yes. 7 o'clock on Fox.
Think they cover their game?
I stayed away from that game.
Yeah.
I don't like that 7.5.
Yeah, I don't think they cover. I think they definitely win, though, but I don't think they cover.
Slay Dog is here.
I'm in the building. Man, why you turning it down, Zeph? Don't pump me down. Yeah, don't pump me down.
Not on this Friday.
Yeah, don't pump me down. Pump me up, baby. Let's go. Woo!
Do you think people out there are running with your Heupel story as fact?
Hey, man, listen.
He's going to get the credit for it.
All I'm saying, I can't do nothing but deliver to the people, man, what the people are asking for. And I felt that's what he was asking for.
That he needed that?
Hey, man, a lot of people need different motivation.
You just giving Ray what he needed.
Listen, that's all I'm here to do, give the people what they want. I've been doing this for a long time, giving people what they want.
If Ray's going to call in, he best be prepared.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I mean? He wanted to know what it was about. And he said, I've been digging, so I'm going to tell you what you wasn't able to dig for. I was able to go a little deeper. I got reps different places.
Moonshine, what do you think about that Tennessee-Oklahoma game? 6:30 ABC, the big boy broadcast with Herb Street and the boys.
I think this is the week we tip the scale. Yes, someone in the group said, or in the group chat said, why are you saying we, Mariani? You a Tennessee fan? Well, you best believe. You best believe I jumped on that bandwagon years ago. All right?
Y'all need to know this about Mariani if you're new.
You better believe I'm saying we.
If you're new to Mariani,
you want me to hear me sing the song or what? I'll sing it.
He jumps into things that he loves full speed and becomes a part of the vibe, the fragment, everything, every bit of it.
And then, and I live the ups and downs. And when it gets going, we get going. And we get down, it's a long week. But here's what I think. I think that we've yet to be proven. And this is going to be a big game nationally. I think it's going to give us a lot of national respect against a team like Oklahoma. I know we beat NC State, but I think this is the one that people are going to start realizing. What I think about Tennessee, this Tennessee Vols, and a little bit with what happened to us as the Tennessee Titans against the Jets, is with this fast offense, you cannot go 3 and out. Yeah. You get in a cycle of going 3 and out, and that's when your defense gets tired. And every time I watch the Vols, I keep that in the back of my head, like, listen, that defense is only off the field for 60 seconds. Right. You can't do that, especially against good teams. If you start getting early in the first quarter, second quarter, your defense can hold up. But those 3 and outs absolutely crush you late in the game if you keep putting your defense in those situations. So if we can stay ahead of the ball and run the ball, like I know you guys were talking about with Josh Ward and about Dylan Sampson, those guys, we are going to run the ball down. So Nico doesn't even have to throw the ball more than 15 times. Just foot on the gas, make them stop us. I don't think they can.
615-737-1045. Jansen in Gordonsville. Jansen, what's up?
My prediction for Saturday night is the Boomer Sooner wagon is going to be on fire. And after the game is over with, Josh Heupel is going to be at the press conference with a wagon wheel off the Boomer Sooner, wrapped around his neck with a chain, and he's going to be howling like Smokey.
There goes Jason.
Yeah, that's the energy I'm looking for.
I mean, one of the wheels, take the spokes out, put it around your neck, and do the press conference.
That's the coldest thing moving right there, man. If you don't get one of them wagon wheels on the way back, you ain't no true Tennessee fan, man. I'm putting that out there. You remember when it was years back when Catfish Jake jumped out there and threw the catfish on the rink? During the playoffs?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. I got me some wolf hair from North Carolina State. I got that in my man cave, a little wolf hair.
I don't know how you got that.
I don't need
me, man.
I don't need it. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
And
they got rabies.
You ain't got to put no name on it. It just showed up. It was in my mailbox. It's cool.
Oh.
We got it. It's not contaminated or anything. We got to put up. We all right.
Careful, Dan Campbell got in trouble for people find out where he lived now.
He sure did have to move.
Yeah,
he sure did. He did.
He did. The Lions fans are ruthless.
Yeah, they serious, man. Hey, man, but I'm just telling you, wagon wheels, I'll give me the authentic one. I'm cool with that.
I like that.
Yeah, man. I got the 2 from LSU's trip when I went down there. I got a trunk, an elephant's trunk from the Alabama game. I done collected a couple of things, man.
A graveyard.
Yeah,
I remember
man.
the video you shot from Mike the Tiger's den. Mike the Tiger has basically his own zoo.
Yeah,
it's huge. And Slade was like, Mike the Tiger ain't here.
Yeah.
He won't come.
Yeah, he was scared.
I hope.
No, I was in there. Mark. I wanted every bit of him. I was fried. The sun had fried me. The alcohol had fried me. I was with it all. I wanted it.
Oh, no.
I wanted it all. Mike couldn't have took me down. It would have took him and Tony the Tiger to take me down.
Oh, man.
I'm out here, baby. It's game week, baby. It is game week.
That's what I'm saying, man. You get fired up for these ones, man. When you have a top 20 matchup? Or
that's a top 15.
Top 15?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's one thing when you're going and blowing out whoever.
Right.
But these are the ones, especially going into their house.
That's it.
When we send a message in their house and get all four of them wheels, like that is what that's how you start building some serious momentum moving forward. And we got some big SEC games coming up, obviously, in the next couple months. But this one is going to be, if we can take care of business, it's going to be nasty.
615-737-1045. Pete and Gallatin. Pete, what's up?
What's going on, boys?
What's up, Pistol Pete?
Hey, go Vols. I'll keep it quick. I was doing a lot of talking today with some buddies at work, and we're talking about, what's Oklahoma's offensive strategy when they got the type of offensive line that they have. I know it's broken. It ain't the best. You got a bunch of guys in from the transfer portal who hadn't been playing together too long. How do they plan to keep Tennessee from getting the ball every 6 minutes? What are they going to do? Are they going to chew the clock up the most that they can? It's interesting. That's why I think this game has the potential to be a real fireworks show.
Yeah,
anyways, that's all I got, boys.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, from an Oklahoma standpoint, I mean, Jackson Arnold can get outside the pocket and run. That is one of the things that he can do. He hasn't played as well as they thought that he would when Dylan Gabriel left because they went with Jackson Arnold. So, I think one thing for Tennessee is to not get too emotional on defense, to make sure you fit your run lanes, right, and to pay attention to your keys, not get too crazy out there.
But on the same token, I know you guys talked about this again with Josh Ward, but I think it's these type of games where you're going to see the big-time players make big-time plays, and I am fully expecting James Pierce to make a big-time play that changes the game, and maybe early on.
That dude's been sacked 9 times. He got sacked early 3 times by – who did they play first? Temple,
yeah.
And they beat 51-3.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, this D-line with how much depth they have and guys interchangeable getting after the quarterback, that offensive line is not going to get a snap off ever. Right. And what happens, like I said, you win the first quarter, you win the second quarter, the offensive line in Tennessee and the defensive line in Tennessee is just going to start leaning on you. It's like a boa constrictor gets wrapped around you, and all of a sudden it starts flexing and just choking you out. That gets heavy in the third quarter, heavy in the fourth quarter, and then we just pile it on. We pile it on that run game. Our D-line takes over. The back end's going to get some tip balls, and we're going to run away with it.
Ricky on YouTube, I'm thinking 53-23.
Let me tell you this, man. I'm cool with that, too. You can take it up a little bit more you want to. This is what I think, man. You don't get a boost of confidence unless you're walking in a room or a game or a stadium or arena, whatever it is, unless you got veteran leadership walking in with you.
Yeah.
That's what I believe the difference is. Like when you're talking about leaning on something, Cooper Mays, I was telling, we were talking about it yesterday at Buffalo Wild Wings. I associate him with Nico the same way I did with, and to a lesser degree, but Jason Kelce to Jalen Hurts. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the calm he brings to him. That's what he's able to release. You don't have to worry about the line. I got the entire line. You know what I mean? You just get the skill guys and get what you got going on. I got this up front. And then defensively, when you walking in there with guys like Norman Lott, Omari Thomas, Keenan Pili almost our age. You know what I'm saying? Like he's still out there playing.
He's 27 years old.
That's a different aura you walk out there with. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you're able to lean on guys like what Mariani was saying. I would rather not walk in there with anybody else than some veteran guys, man, that it's so 80,000. All right, that's cool. But when it's just us, we all right with vets. Rookies, 2-year guys, they can lose their mind a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? A play go bad and guys start looking around and then you get caught up looking at the crowd and it's like you can't get it back.
Yeah.
The vets can get it back.
Nico is that age, but he's kind of like Will Bowling. Like he's like a 50-year-old man.
And then look who he's surrounded with.
Yeah. Top 6 offensive linemen are seniors.
Yeah, then you got Browser, Sampson's a vet. You got Brew out there who's a vet. Like Squirrel's a vet now. You got these tight ends that are vets. Like, this is I'm telling you, all right, y'all. Y'all be careful. Bust your scoreboard wide open. That's what they're going to do.
And this run game travels. It don't matter how loud it is in there. The run game will always travel.
It will.
Physical, trench war will always travel.
And that's
You can
always
put
the
that
key.
thing in your briefcase and take it wherever you want, man.
That's always the key because that's what gets Tennessee moving in terms of the offense.
They are
and
a
the speed.
run-heavy offense, man.
And then last thing, man, like when you talk about leaning on the defense and getting them tired, this ain't the defense from 2 years ago or even a year ago. You talk about the guys rotating. Them fronts, you got 6 more. Forget 2 or 3 more. You got 6 more that can come in. Yeah. So when that ball is turning over quick and they trying to figure it out on offense, you got fresh bodies, not the same people that been out there the last 6-minute drive. It's some fresh bodies that are out there where everybody's able to stay fresh. It's different.
There is one weakness statistically on the Tennessee defense, which I'll hit you with a little bit later.
Well, you better tell somebody else that.
No, you can come back at me.
I ain't listening to that. I ain't listening.
That's coming up later. When we come back, Greg Cosell, executive producer and analyst for NFL Matchup, also senior producer with NFL Films for 44 years, will join us. We will talk about what Greg saw on tape from the loss to the Jets, and we'll do a deep dive into Packers-Titans. That's next to HL 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, people? Be ready. Be ready for what? When the power goes out, you don't need to be the one losing your power again. You the one that needs to be telling your neighbors when they walking out on their porch looking around to see who also has power, they're looking at you. They're coming to knock on your door and say, where you get that from, man? Cove Generators is where they got it from. Go get you a Generac automatic standby generator. Get it hooked up on the side of your house. It's not those clunky ones that you used to hearing. They make a lot of noise. It's real silent, real quiet. But then you can also get the new 7-year warranty with Cove Generators. You just got to reach out to Generator Dave and let him make it happen for you. And financing is now available. Many options, man. Some as low as 0 degrees. 0% financing. I don't know why I just tried to say 0 degrees, but 0% financing. All you got to do is get the Generac automatic standby generator or any brand, and they can work on them as well. Go to covegenerators.com. Never lose power again. Give them a shout. 931-559-3311. Cove, C-O-V-E, generators.com. Stay connected through it all.
Take a Servant Landscape Supply. That's who you need to call. That's who you need to get with to make your lawn the best lawn in the neighborhood. And my guy Trey Hartsook is here with more to tell you more about DickensSupply.com. More. Trey with more.
Hey, Brent, what's up? Hey, that's it. Happy Monday, baby. Let's go. Hey, I'll tell you what. A lot of disappointment around the Middle Tennessee area today, which is going to be consistent, I'm afraid, this year. I'll tell you what's never going to disappoint you. The PTT, the Proven Turfgrass Technology, is only available at Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. Now is the time to stop on in, get that cool season turf overseed it so you can have a great lawn working into the 2025 season. I'll tell you, Brent, we make it really easy on you. So just come in and say, hey, get me started on that turf plan. That's where we give you a 12-step process, something to put out once a month in the lawn to have that yard looking top-notch. Doesn't matter whether you have 0.3 of an acre or 33 acres. We have just the grass seed that you need. Stop in and see if Lowe talks about it. Also, on the way out, Brent, great time of the year to get a great deal on a new lawnmower machine. Everybody's like, hey, mowers are really expensive right now. Hey, not right now at Dickens Supply. We have some really good deals, whether it's Toro, Ferris, Rice Standard, Walker. Great sales this fall. Stop in and see if Lowe talks to you about it. Conveniently located in Aldermill, Tennessee. Got locations in Nashville, Hendersonville, Murfreesboro, Bellevue, Brentwood Lawnmower, Mount Juliet, and Franklin. If you can't get a hold of us, check us out online, DickensSupply.com.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Packers at Titans coming up on Sunday at Nissan Stadium. Packers a 2.5-point underdog. Good guys, favored by 2.5. Need to get this one. Can't go 0-3. Brent Doherty with you. Marc Mariani is sitting in studio today, guest hosting.
Let's go.
Do that again.
Let's go.
There you go. Ron Slay is here.
I'm in the building. Twice.
Greg Cosell is here. Greg, what's up?
Marc Mariani is there?
Yeah.
There's my hero.
I heard you got a pretty big bear
there
hug.
he, my man.
I mean, dude.
I heard you got a pretty big bear hug from Mark Cosell.
Oh, it was great meeting him. I loved it.
I didn't know what to do. I think it was Maddie Castle introduced us, and all I could do is like, oh my gosh, I love this guy. Oh, sorry, meant to shake your hand.
Oh, you're the one who loves me. That's good.
Gave him a bear hug instead. You're a hero around here.
Speaking of the Bears, you played for the Bears. Good job. Pun fully intended. All right, before we get to the Titans-Packers, let's take a look back at the Titans-Jets. Can you break down the play where Will Levis pitched it back to Tyjae Spears before he hit the ground?
I can't.
Brant just likes to turn the knife.
No, I can't.
What happened on that play, Cosell?
What happened on the play? You don't really want to talk about that play. It was just a stupid play by Levis. Come on. There's nothing to really say about it. He should have just taken the sack. It was third down, I believe. You get a field goal and you move on.
And it's 10-0 at that point in a game where points are a premium. What did you see from the Titans week 1 to week 2 offensively? What did you see from Levis, that play aside? Did you see some improvement?
Levis was overall better in this game.
Yeah.
He made some good throws in this game. He's a very aggressive guy, and I think I think as a coach, Mark can probably speak to this as well. As a coach, there's a balance, and I don't know what the answer is. I'm not a coach, but there's a balance with guys who are very, very aggressive, which in the NFL you have to be at times. There's no question. You can't live in the NFL as a quarterback throwing checkdowns, but you have to know when to be aggressive, when not to be aggressive, what the game situations are. That's all part of, we always hear the term game manager or system quarterback as if it's a negative pejorative term. It's not, because you have to understand the game. You have to understand everything about the game in that given moment of the game. And that's where Levis continues to need to improve. You can't just look at each play as an individual play. You have to look at each play in the context of a larger game situation and understand what that situation is. Just like when you come to the line of scrimmage, you have to understand what you're looking at. You have to understand, hey, where are the safeties? Where's the strength of the defense? Little things. That's what managing a game is for a quarterback. Those are the kinds of things Will Levis has to continue to learn.
Do you see him on tape as kind of a one-read guy at this point? Because, I know you're not a statistical guy, and I don't have the number in front of me, but it's somewhere around 76% of his throws go to the first read so far this season. Do you see that on tape?
Here's what I would say.
Okay.
I would say that every play call is designed to get the ball to the primary. Now, it's the NFL, so that doesn't happen, 100% of the time. But that's the ideal world. That's the way it's called, because calls are made with an anticipation and tendency and probability of a defense in a given situation, and the hope is that the quarterback hits his back foot and can deliver the ball to the primary. Now, as I said, that doesn't always happen. So obviously, when it doesn't happen, you have to have a sense of the timing and structure of the play design so that you can maintain the structure and still work to a second or third receiver. Young quarterbacks always have to get better at that, and Levis clearly does. So that's something that he has to work on as well. I would caution people to understand that Levis has started 11 games, okay? And for his 9 starts last year, he played behind not arguably, definitely the worst offensive line in the league. So, I think everybody wants wins, and when you have young quarterbacks, the rest of your team has to help. And they had a blocked punt in each of the first 2 games and could well have won both games, even if you don't like Levis, if those punts were not blocked.
So, Cosell, when you're looking at that right there on the film and understanding where people need to help them at and other things, when you're watching it, does it feel like Will Levis is staring down his target and there are other routes open, and it's like maybe he's not having time because of the offensive line, or it's more about just get it to the guy?
Now you have to go get into the weeds, Slay, of a passing game.
Yeah.
Because now you're getting into what the read is.
Right.
Is it a 3-step drop? Is it a 5-step drop?
Okay.
You know, it's always easy. You hear that on TV a lot. Well, he's staring down his receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sometimes that's not an issue at all, depending on the read and depending on the defense. Sometimes it is. You know, each play is different. You know, if you're talking about a 3-step timing quick game throw, you're not reading an entire defense. And by the way, quarterbacks don't read 7 guys.
Yeah.
You know, basically, it's a little more detailed than this, but basically, here's what you're doing. You're looking at the defense to find out middle open, middle closed. Where are my blitz alerts? Then you know what your play is because you've called it. And then you know, okay, based on my play call, here are the 2 guys, maybe 3 guys I need to be aware of.
Right.
You're not worried about your protection. That can't be your concern at all. So, you know, there's not 7 guys on defense. No one can do that. It's not 7 guys on defense you're looking at. It's middle open, middle closed. Where's my pressure alert? And then you work your play.
See, that's a brilliant description for fans that call into us and say, man, Lev's out here missing wide open receivers.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, there's more to it than that.
Well, it depends. You know, it depends. Look, let's say it's a 3-by-1 set. I'll give you an example. I think people will be able to visualize this.
Okay.
Let's say there's 3 receivers to the wide side of the field and a single receiver to the boundary, which is a very common formation in the NFL. And let's say you're running a 3-man route concept to the trip side, and the read is to trips. You know, the single receiver is probably going to be the last thing. In other words, you're not necessarily going to get to that single receiver. Right. So if he breaks open right away, and then they show that on TV, and then people think, oh, well, Levis, you know, he's an idiot. He didn't throw. Well, that's not where he's looking based on the play call. You know, that's not where his first look is. He's reading the trip side of the field because that's the play call. Very often with trips, you have trips, and the backside read is a dig, which is late in the down. That's if you can't get to trips, if for whatever reason it doesn't work, and late in the down, you might come back to a dig. But, you know, when they show on TV, which is the worst thing to do, is to show a guy open that's not part of a read, right. And then people think the quarterback's an idiot.
They've been getting me for years with that, Cosell. They've been getting me for years, man.
And then Slay found the all-22.
Yeah, now no.
Mark can speak to all this. He knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I could never articulate the pressure situation that Will Levis is seeing like you just did. That was so good.
That was
I was about to ask you about the pressure situation. And that was phenomenal. So I'll move on now, and I want to ask you about this defense. We gave up 24 points, but specifically
17, really.
Yeah.
What's that?
17, really.
Yeah, 17, exactly. And so my question is, how good? Two things. How good are Jeffrey Simmons and T'Vondre Sweat? First of all, because the stat sheet for a defensive tackle is nowhere near the full story. And then what is our biggest weakness in this defense? Because I look at our roster and I look at how we've been playing, and I love what we're putting out on the field.
And Mark, I agree 100%. This defense is good enough to win games, and it's only going to get better. I really like what I see. We talked last week, you weren't on, obviously, about the fact that Ernest Jones would get more snaps this week, and he pretty much got every snap.
Wow.
He played 100% of the snaps. He did. I checked
9 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss was all over the field.
Yeah.
Remember, Brent, I told you that's what would happen this week, that he played.
Sure did.
Yep.
I think this defense has a chance to be really, really good. You know, I love what Denard Wilson does. It's only going to, you know, don't forget, he's learning his players. You know, Mark can speak to this. You don't really know your players until you get into real games. I mean, you have a good sense of them because you're with them every day, but until you see them through a game with the resilience that they have to show when adversity strikes, how they respond, you don't know. So I think this defense has a chance to be really good. And it's only been 2 games, so we're not going to make any bold, you know, definitive statements about, you know, Western civilization here. But I mean, you know, through 2 games, I think T'Vondre Sweat has shown that he can play in this league. Hopefully, you know, the stamina and the conditioning doesn't become a problem after 4, 5, 6, 7 games. But ability-wise, that guy is really good. We know about Simmons. I'm very curious to see the further development of Harrell, who's getting 15 to 20 snaps a game because he's long, he's athletic. Believe me, I watched him coming out. He was a 7th-round pick. There's a reason he was, but he has physical athletic traits that can be developed, and they're giving him an opportunity. I really like the fact that Brownlee's getting an opportunity. I love the competitiveness of that kid, and I loved watching the Snead-Wilson matchup last week. I loved it. Snead he's just a dog out there.
And the ball that Garrett Wilson caught on him on that funny fade, whatever route that was.
Yeah, that was kind of an improvised fade. You're right.
Yeah. It looked like a corner was called. Corner.
Yeah, and I went back and watched a lot of that second half especially, but they made a lot of the Jets made a lot of contested catches. It wasn't like there was a lot of people running wide open.
No, even Williams on the final touchdown drive, that 19-yard fade. Woozy had great coverage. I mean, it was just a big-time catch by Williams in a critical situation. You know what? That happens. It's NFL players.
That quarterback's pretty good, too.
The Jets only gained 265 yards. I mean, I know they lost the game, and people can say, well, they lost, none of this matters. We all get that. We all get it's about wins and losses. But you know what? The coaches still have to coach, and the players still have to play. And you know what? They're going to show up on Sunday against the Packers. This is the way it works. You got another game, and you just keep grinding, right, Mark?
No doubt, man. And that's why I think you got to have a little bit of amnesia moving forward. Obviously, we played good enough to win these first 2 games, and it hurts badly that we didn't. But you got 6 days to prepare for the next person coming into your house, and you just got to let it go.
Yeah, and Green Bay's trying to put out there that Jordan Love could go on Sunday. I'm not buying it. What did you see from Malik Willis with what they were able to do with him? Because he ran their offense or the game plan that he was given very well, 12 of 14.
Yeah, well, he played exceptionally well given what the game plan was and what he was asked to do. I mean, keep in mind that Josh Jacobs had 20 carries in the first half. So Willis's legs were a factor, both by design and off schedule with scrambles. No question, he can do that, and that's what they're going to do with him. They did the really smart thing with him to start the game. Obviously, he didn't throw many balls, but it was all no read and one read throws, schemed concepts that basically define the throw for him. Very, very simple stuff. They didn't ask him to make progression reads. Now, he did convert on some third downs, which he made a couple of really good throws. So, you have to give him credit there. But, you're not going to consistently win in the NFL with your quarterback throwing 14 balls. Now, they're going to do the same thing because they're going to feel, and their defense is pretty good, by the way, guys. So they're going to feel that this will be a close game and they'll be able to play the same way. That's what they're going to feel. I mean, I don't think any of us feel comfortable saying that at this point in time, the Titans offense is such that they're going to be ahead 20-3 in the second quarter. You'd love that to be the case because then Malik Willis is going to have a drop back pass game, which at this point in time, he's really not overly capable of executing on a consistent basis. But he didn't have to do that last week. I mean, Jacobs ended up with 32 carries. You don't see that very often in an NFL game.
Unless it's the Indianapolis Colts playing defense, because they did that against Houston too. So that's what I'm trying to figure out with Green Bay. How much of the 53 for 261 is that they are very good in terms of running the football? How much of that is that Indianapolis is not very good at stopping the run? And what do you think about the Green Bay rush offense against the Tennessee Titans defense?
Well, you got to remember one thing. They do have a very multiple run game. They're a good running team. Jacobs is a physical, competitive back. He is the kind of back that if it's blocked for 3, can get 7. So you got to get bodies to him. And the other thing you have to keep in mind is the Willis factor in the run game, the design run game, and the Jaden Reed factor in the run game. He is a factor in their run game. They lined up multiple times with Reed in the backfield. The Titans will see that. They'll have a plan for it, but that doesn't mean everything works. But Reed will be in the backfield. And a lot of times it's eye candy to get the second level defenders to get their eyes on him, and he's not a factor in the play, but he's going to get the ball. He had 2 runs in this game, and they were both big. So you have to keep Jaden Reed as a factor in their run game. And if it's Malik Willis, which I agree with you, Brent, I think it will be again, then I think you have to be really conscious of Jaden Reed as a runner.
Interesting. Greg Cosell with us. Packers have a new defensive coordinator. You talked a little bit about them defensively. Jeff Hafley, what have you seen? They went from the 3-4 to the 4-3, which isn't that big of a deal anymore because everybody's going to 70% sub packages anyway. But what have you seen from them defensively and going against that Titans offense?
Yeah, I know Mark. I've known him for a long time. I mean, he's much more of an aggressive defensive coach than the previous coordinator. So they'll, he'll do more pressures, and he will for sure in this game because he will test both the O-line and Levis. What they've done through 2 weeks is they've not used Alexander as a matchup corner. He's predominantly lined up at left corner. And amazingly enough, last week, and I don't think it was a function of injury, Valentine, a late round pick, played more snaps at right corner than Stokes, who was a first round pick out of Georgia. So I don't know if that's going to continue or not. But they'll play snaps of big nickel as well, where they'll play, 3 safeties. And it's a really good front. I mean, they throw a lot of bodies out there with their defensive front, and they've got good players, good backups on the interior as well. Devontae Wyatt, Carl Brooks. We know about Slayton. We know about Kenny Clark. They're really good up front. And that's another thing about the offense for the Titans. They want to run the ball, and they're going to have to continue to get better at it because there's too many 3 and outs because there's too many long yardage plays. So either they're going to have to decide that they want to throw more on early downs, safer throws that can gain 5, 6, 7 yards, or they're going to have to figure out a way to run the ball better.
I just don't know why we don't incorporate. I mean, you watch Aaron Rodgers even last night throw those little bubble screens, and it's basically a run play to get somebody on the edge and try to. Maybe you break one, maybe you don't. If you get 4 or 5, it's basically like a run. But I'm going to switch back to the offense a little bit, Greg. I want just from your study. Where in our offense have the tight ends gone? I know Chig caught a touchdown 2 weeks ago, but that's pretty much been it. It's just seems like they're really quiet.
Keep in mind, Mark, and you probably know this, where Callahan came from. He came from an offense that was high percentage 11 personnel and in Cincinnati, and the tight ends were not big factors. So I'm sure that's, a carryover from what he knows. Because one thing I learned a long time ago from a veteran coach who'd been in the league probably 40 years, coaches coach what they know. And, it's not likely that the tight end will be a big We can lament that and think it's bad, but this is an 11 personnel offense, and the wide receivers will be the main receivers in this offense.
That makes a
lot of sense.
There he is. He's Greg Cosell, NFL Films and NFL Matchup. We'll be watching ESPN Properties. That's a great show, NFL Matchup. Thank you, Greg. Good stuff, man. Have a great weekend.
Hey, Mark. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, man. Hope to talk to you again.
You too. Have a great weekend.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Take care.
Appreciate it. All right.
There's a whole lot of brotherly love.
That's that guy right there, man.
That's my guy, dude. I'm telling you, man.
You think he scared him when you gave him a big bear hug, having never met him before?
Way out of left field. I mean, but I didn't know what to do, man.
Absolutely love it.
He's a damn hero, man.
When we come back, we talked a little bit about this yesterday. The Titans corners against the Packers wide receivers. Let's talk about that next. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
Lower mortgage rates are finally here thanks to the Fed and Loan Pronto. Loan Pronto just locked in a homeowner at 4.59% APR. That is the lowest in 2 years. Whether you got your loan last month or last year, it's time to call Loan Pronto and dump that high rate loan. You can lock in a lower rate fast with virtually no paperwork. Get started at loanpronto.com and usually no appraisal on top of that. No limit on how many times you can refi. So go ahead and get started. Use this opportunity to get cash out, wipe out those credit card debt you have, do a cash out refi, get 50, 75, 100 grand or more out of your home and use that to pay off all your high interest debt. End up with just one low monthly payment. And if you act now, you could even skip your next 2 house payments. Purchase loans available as well. Call Loan Pronto now. Get your rate quote in minutes with no hard credit pull. VA Streamline loans also available with Loan Pronto. 615-499-5780. LoanPronto.com at 615-499-5780. Loan Pronto, Equal Housing Lender. NMLS 1661781 on approved credit. NMLS ConsumerAccess.org.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty. Marc Mariani in the house. Ron Slay. Don Davenport is in Louisville in advance of Georgia Tech Louisville.
How did Zeph get this video out so quick?
Louisville?
Louisville.
Boy, they take it personally.
I'm sorry.
Tennessee is Louisville.
In East Tennessee, yeah.
East Tennessee, Louisville.
Because I went and did radio for 1 year outside of Nashville. I went to Knoxville and did radio, and I said Louisville one day. And, man, I got like 11 messages from people.
It's Louisville.
In East Tennessee, though, it's Louisville.
Yeah.
Well, that's
what
but it's spelled the same way.
Stay there.
Never mind, I'm going to stay away from that one. I'm going to get it wrong no matter what.
Stop. Slay's friend Bobby Graham was a great wide receiver at Tennessee and had a game-winning catch against Memphis that took down Memphis in a very tight game.
Yeah, that was a dope game.
And I called him Bobby Ingram yesterday. I'm like, where did that come from?
No, Bobby Ingram.
Bobby Ingram was what? Seattle Seahawks.
That's what I said.
Seahawks with Hasselbeck. Yeah. I think that's what it was, right?
And it was spelled with an E.
Guy.
Engram.
Okay.
Ingram, I think, if I'm mistaken.
All right. We're just going to keep diving into my mistake yesterday. I already feel bad about it. Titans corners have been basically eliminating the opposing wide receivers. Bears wideouts caught 12 balls for 94 yards and no touchdowns. Jets wideouts caught 8 for 91 and no touchdowns. So the Tennessee Titans opposing wide receivers have an average of 92.5 yards per game and 9.25 yards per catch. Only 9.25 yards per catch. And no team so far in the two games has gone over 100. Last week versus Indy, Packers wide receivers caught 8 balls for 97 yards and a touchdown. So here is the matchup. Packers wideouts versus Titans corners. Romeo Dobbs, Dontravian Wicks, and Jaden Reed against L'Jarius Sneed, Cheeto, and Roger McCrary. Do you like the Titans in this matchup?
Hey, listen, here's the deal. First of all, I got to give a shout out again because my boy Jarvis Brownlee didn't get that many snaps this week, but Roger McCreary is balling, dude. And they are playing
4 tackles for
with
loss in 2
so
games.
much nastiness on there. So I'm taking our DBs every single week this week. They are playing. You got Sneed out there. You got Cheeto. You got Roger McCreary. And then you sub in Jarvis Brownlee, who's my favorite player to watch on the Titans when he's in there just playing nasty ball. But here's the other thing. You could list off any 3 receivers that you want for the Packers because I got respect for everybody, but they still got to have someone throwing the ball to them.
Yeah.
And here, and that's why I kind of was asking Greg about this, about our defense. You look at our defense, right? And you're talking about the guys we talked about in the middle, Big Jeff, Devondre Sweat, those boys. They are clogging up the A and B gap every snap.
Yeah.
And you got Joseph Day coming in there. You got some great depth back there. Now you got Arden Key coming off the edge, right? And you got Harold Landry coming off the edge, who are wreaking havoc. Well, here's what we have now that we haven't had in the past few years. Ernest Jones and Kenneth Murray playing fast in that inside linebacker position. But here's the thing. It's one thing to play fast, but the combination of Big Jeff and Devondre Sweat eating up the A gaps and taking on those blocks is allowing Kenneth Murray and Ernest Jones to play with their hair on fire, dude. And that is what excites me about this defense is the combination of everything coming together. Arden Key and Harold off the edge, and then we have this back end DB situation with a bunch of playmakers who are trying to get after the ball. I just think, and then you got Quandre Diggs, right, at our other safety, and Hooker as our safety. Show me the weakness. What am I missing here? This could be nasty. And like Greg talked about, those catches that the Jets made from the best quarterback in the league, or one of the best quarterbacks ever, maybe not in the league now, but every one of them was a contested catch. So you just got to tap him on the back, say, great catch,
Good
bro. Breece Hall in the end zone, that touchdown catch, that was not an easy catch for a running back to make. And then Garrett Wilson made one, and Mike Williams made one. And that's their plays for the game. And that's what our defense is giving up. Take it.
Yep. Mike Williams had 1 catch.
And it was sick, dude.
It
And
was.
Cheeto was in his grill.
Yes, he was.
So what are you going to do? Perfect thrown ball, great catch. But I love this defense.
If it's
man.
Malik Willis, I mean, that's the path to victory, what Greg outlined, right? Like, if you can jump on them a couple scores, it kind of changes what they have to do and gets them out of that run-first thing.
No question. And here's the other thing. We know what their right hook's going to be. We know what their first punch is going to be, their go-to punch. They got to run the ball.
Yeah.
They got to run the ball with...
Do you see what Big Jeff said about it?
No, what'd he say?
Nobody runs the ball in the Tennessee Titans.
Let's go, dog. I mean, dude, they're going to try to run the ball. But here's my question, and here's why I'm extremely confident. This won't be my blood in the water pick because obviously we're not underdogs this week. But what is their counterpunch? What is going to be their counterpunch against the Tennessee Titans if you get stuffed in the run game?
They want to run the ball and those zero read passes.
20 carries for like $125 in the first half for Josh Jacobs. I want to say Jacoby Jones.
Right.
That ain't it. For Josh Jacobs. Bro, guys, listeners, they are not going to be able to do that against the Tennessee Titans. Not with this defense, man.
No.
And so what is their counterpunch going to be? I'm not confident that they got any counterpunch. I like this matchup a lot.
Too nasty.
Todd Furman likes this matchup.
Yeah.
I saw him on another show on Twitter talking about Titans minus 2.5.
I think you look at that defense, man, is everything Mark just said right there. That's what gives you the confidence.
Why are we so confident about an 0-2 team?
Because it's the mistakes made.
Than that.
Yeah, the team has actually lost the game. Instead of them going out and getting beaten, they've actually lost the game. And it's stuff you can point back to and be like, is that right there? Like, it's that punt block. It is that flick of the pass. It is that punt block in the Chicago game and the flick of the pass. Eliminate those two things, and we talking about a 2-0 team and trying to get this offense still going.
I think you're allowed to be more PO'd and upset and make it hurt more when you're a good football team.
Yeah.
Like Slay's saying, if you're getting beat, if you are making mistakes and letting guys run open and all that stuff, then you're like, wow, we're a bad football team. Who are we going to draft in the first round? Or in the first pick? But this is a good football team that is going to win a lot of games this year, I believe. I think we got to show a little patience, but obviously we got to stop making those mistakes. And I love the matchup this week, especially with Malik coming into town.
When we come back, another matchup that we need to talk about with regard to this matchup, but more of an individual matchup in this game. We'll do that. Also, Tennessee and Oklahoma going at it in Norman, Oklahoma. You can catch the action on both of these games right here on 104.5 The Zone. I actually have a stat that isn't a positive stat for the Tennessee defense.
Can't wait.
Next 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, good people? Kellum Stem Cell Institute. I'm talking about holistic stem cell therapy. You're probably wondering, how do I get all this inflammation out of my body? Like, what do I need to do? Do I keep on popping these pills, these over-the-counter drugs? Like, what do I do? No, you have the answer right there in your body. It's your body, your cells, your solution. All you got to do is go to KellumStemCellInstitute.com. Set your free consultation up today and get all the answers you're looking for. When your body is inflammation is flaring up and it's starting to attack you, let your stem cells do the work for you. Your stem cells are harvested and then redeploy it based on your needs. I did it with my knee, did it with my hip, also did it with my shoulder. Haven't had a problem yet, man. So why wouldn't you do the same thing, especially when you hold the key? 615-850-4415. That is the consultation number, 615-850-4415. Go to KellumStemCellInstitute.com. Big Slay sent you over there. You know what time it is.
I have a new way for you to enjoy games this weekend. Sign up. First, do this. First, you got to download the Underdog Fantasy app. Download the Underdog Fantasy app. Sign up using the promo code 3HL. Get your deposit in, and you'll get up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your deposit. So they will be able to tell you how it works on the app. So download the app and get on in there, Underdog Fantasy app. But I'm looking at Titans and Green Bay coming up this weekend. Calvin Ridley, higher or lower than 51.5 receiving yards, higher or lower than 3.5 receptions. Tajay Spears in here, 0.5 rushing touchdowns, higher than that. These are some of the options that you can dig through, and you can select up to 8, which increases how much money you can win. Win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite players' stats, as I just mentioned. Making picks on Underdog straightforward, signing up even easier. Just head over to Underdog Simple to use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with the promo code 3HL, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first Cash Champions entry. Plus, you get up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. So make that deposit and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code 3HL to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit. Offer must be 18 or older, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Good evening. It is 5:02. I'm Joseph Bonanno from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. Titans get set to host the Packers at Nissan Stadium this Sunday with kickoff at noon. The League Company Countdown to Kickoff pregame show starts at 9 a.m. and Titans Radio takes over at 11. Titans head coach Brian Callahan met with the media earlier today and said running back Tyjae Spears was questionable for Sunday with an ankle injury. Everybody else should be good to go. For the Packers, Matt LaFleur said quarterback Jordan Love was questionable and that they were working through getting him medically cleared. In college football this weekend, Vanderbilt goes on the road to face number 7 Missouri, while number 6 Tennessee heads to Norman to face number 15 Oklahoma. It's the first ever SEC game for the Sooners. You can catch the Vol Network call of that game right here on The Zone starting at 4:30 p.m. For your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Three HL 104.5 The Zone Friday edition. Appreciate you being with us. Brett Doherty with you. Beautiful day. It's hot. Gonna be a hot weekend.
Still summer.
That is not the voice of Dawn Davenport. She is in Louisville, in advance of Louisville, Georgia Tech. That is Marc Mariani Moonshine.
Let's go. Oh, we hunting.
Blood in the Water Pit coming up.
We are hunting Friday afternoon. Let's go.
Need to find some money on that Blood in the Water Pig.
Yeah, we do. Don't worry, I got you guys covered. Got a little something.
Ron Slay is here.
I'm in the building. Woo! It's God. Yeah, that's a little remix. Hey, a little remix. Thanks, Babsy.
What do you think Babsy's doing right about now?
Probably talking to some coach or some captain of a team or something. Right about now. I just made my bet again. Let's go, Vols! Yeah.
You just made your bet again.
Yes.
That's called the double down and then the triple. We just can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop.
I gotta hurry.
Hey, when they're giving away free money, you gotta snatch.
You got to, dog. Sitting on the couch just watching.
So, like 90% of the money is on Tennessee. Are we too overconfident in terms of the bet here?
No. This is when you walk past the nice neighborhoods and you see the dog roam in the yard, and you like, dang, they ain't got no fence. Why won't he come out the fence? Because that's his yard. That's what he's supposed to do. You can't see the electrical collar. That's like this betting right here. You can't see it. Like everybody outside, they don't understand, but you understand why your dog's not leaving the yard. It's because you can sit there and make that bet, and you gonna win the bet. You ain't no nervousness. My dog ain't finna run out. You see all these other dogs chasing cars and everything. Let them run wild in the street. We ain't gotta run wild. We're gonna sit at home and right there on our front porch, got our what's our drink? What's our red beer?
Oh yeah.
We're gonna drink our red beer.
Yeah, you know what time it is.
You know what I mean? Smoke our stogies and sit back and collect our money. Ain't nobody. Georgia's never scared. Everybody hunting after them. Bama ain't never scared. No, everybody hunting after these people. When Clemson was good, nobody was never scared. Florida, when they good, nobody's never scared. You go get this money because the money right there. Now, you can sit right there and watch the money roam if you want to. I'm going to go get it.
You're around this team. How confident is this group?
I think this group, from talking to them at SEC Media Day, is really confident. And I think they're more of a show you confidence than give us all the hoopla, give us all the preseason accolades. They all came in saying, now we
kind of a lunch pail group.
Yeah. They really took on the they really personified what hypo is. That calmness. Just I'm about my work. You know what I mean? I may throw a subtle jab every now and then. If you test me and check me or something, other than that, we're going to show you. And I think that's who you got. That's the leaders of your team. Think of the guys that go out there. Omari Thomas, been there. I think Omari might be a 5th, 6th-year guy. You got Norman Lott that goes out there with him. Cooper Mays as far as the captain. Keenan Peely. Look at all these old veteran guys that go out there. Dylan Sampson, who's weighed his turn. You know what I mean? Like behind guys like Jalen Wright and all these guys. Like, man, these dudes know who they are. It's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's nobody trying to figure out who they are. It's not a quarterback battle. It's not a guy battling for the left tackle spot. Everything is set. It ain't no Cedric Tillman, Valus Jones gonna get the touches, Brew McCoy gonna get the touch. They know who they are. Brew's the guy. Brazel's the guy. Dante Thornton, when they're healthy, he's the guy. Squirrel White, we're gonna work you in. The tight end spot is back. So when they were doing at LSU, you remember 2 years ago at LSU, it was 4th and I think 3, and everybody was scratching their head like, I think the ball was at almost at midfield. They were scratching their head like, man, why is he going for this? Because he got a big old tight end in there, Jacob Warren, that can go out there and fill the hole. Big Princeton Fant, who can go out there and fill the hole like a fullback. And guess what? You think he's going to do that? And then they pitch it to him on a little shovel pass. Ain't nobody think, man, the man, Heupel, is in his bag. You can see the confidence. NC State, name the time that you've seen Heupel in the last 3 years walk out before a game and get the crowd hype. I've never seen that. In big games, whether it be Florida, the Alabama game up in Rocky Top, I've never seen that. Man, this man walked out there at the neutral site game against NC State and was like, yeah, we here. And then he caught him as far as the game plan went and was out there at midfield like Lane Kiffin. Doing his little, it went viral. Doing his little arms like boom, 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 got him.
Yep.
Wide open tight end,
That's
got
still
him.
out there.
Like, dude. That confidence is real because people are doing their jobs, man. Ain't nobody worried. We ain't heard one thing from James Pierce. Matter of fact, they ain't even let James Pierce do no interviews yet. You know why? It ain't about him. All these other brothers that's eating on your defense, Tyree West, Josephs, like you just talked about. The list goes on, man, and it's going to continue to go. Hey, man, when you good, this is what I was telling them on the Oklahoma City radio station today. Regardless of what you see when you play these teams that's supposed to be lesser than. Take the stats away. You watched enough football to know if that's a good team or are you getting lucky. It's a good football team, man. We just talked about it with the Titans. It's the same thing. Like, are you supposed to be nervous about the game? Yeah, we would be if we were getting our head beat in, but we're actually losing the game. So you know you got a good football team. It's different, man. This is how them other teams always feel. We get to feel like that now.
The one stat.
Yeah.
And don't forget the last thing, and I just want to let him.
Get in there,
I just want to sit back and I just loved it. No, I was ready to run through the wall. I'm good. I just one more, and the only thing I'm going to add to that is, and all that confidence and all that swagger, and they're hungry because they've been building this, man. They're hungry, and they haven't won. They've won big games. But they haven't always put it together to do what you need to do in the season, and they are hungry, dude. They're earning respect, earning national notoriety, and they're hungry to go get that big one done.
This that same group that went down to Florida last year, and we were confident in them walking down there, and they got blasted. This is the same group for real, minus the quarterback, Move Milton. Nico was there. Omar and all them was there. This front line was there. Cooper Mays had to sit out. But everybody that was supposed to be there was there. It's something to be said about experience. Experience is the best teacher.
So I found one stat.
Right there.
Oh, no. Damn. Oh, God. That's some beauty right there.
I found one negative stat about the Tennessee defense, and
hell, come on, yo. After all that,
I almost hate to give it.
To do that.
I almost hate to give it. Well, no, I teased it before the break, and then y'all went off. But to talk about this game in a circular manner, and to throw everything out there, from ESPN.com, the only potential weakness is pass defense with regard to Tennessee. Just 69th in passing success rate allowed. That's it. That's all I can find that's like anything negative at all.
And you know what? Let me go and make up the bed and tuck it under the pillows on this one.
Please do.
I'm going to have you looking for the remote on this one. You know how you make up the bed and everybody like, where the remote? And you got to unbake the bed and the remote up under the pillow that was tucked under. Listen here. And walking into this game, you know who the question is about with Oklahoma? That offensive line and that quarterback. So I don't care what this back end looked like in this game right here. I know these dogs up front. You ever took them dogs? You see them dogs when they're in the pound, or you know, the little puppy dogs and they got the little floppy ears, and you like, oh, I wonder what that dog look like if you clip them. Well, guess what? These dogs are front clip, baby. Them ears stick straight up now, baby. Oh, yeah, that little tail short now, baby. It's a nub back here. Them the ones you don't want to see in the alley rolling down through the floppy ear dog. You like them dogs. Them dogs, come here. You like to pet them like that? They little ears go everywhere you. Kiss me. No, them dogs with the ears pointing? Oh, hell no. Kiss that dog you want to, your nose will be gone.
So the Tennessee defense is pointed ear dog?
Boy, hungry. Oh, that boy chested up. That boy chested up. Look at that chested up. That's the first thing you do when them dogs, the first thing you do when them dogs sit up, you touch that chest like, ooh, that's a nice chest you got on that dog. That's what they got on front. I'm trying to tell you what I know, y'all.
And what does that dog do?
That dog hunt. That dog hunt, that dog bite. Listen, I ain't never been no dog fight, and I don't want to go. I'm just telling you, I just heard that what they say is when that dog right there scratch, them dogs right there scratch. I'm going to tell you that right now. Woo! Yeah. I'm trying to tell you what they look like in that locker room, y'all.
Hey.
I'm trying to tell you. Moonshine. I'm going to land on the line, Moonshine. I want the dog come up, chest up pretty. Omar, Norman, sit there. Big Elijah? That's a Kane Corso. Elijah Simmons?
Where did he go to high school?
Pericone Firebird.
Hey, Jackson Arnold going to have a hard time throwing the ball in our defense with all them pointy dogs up in his grill.
Yeah. All right, one thing we need to do before we get out of here for this segment, because you got to go.
Yeah.
Real quick, blood in the water pit.
Here's the deal.
It's time.
Let's go. Come on, Moonshine.
Hey, we can't pick the Titans. We're 0-2 We're 0-2 on the season. That's true. I'm still two-tone blue drunk. So instead of picking the Titans, here's what we got to do.
Okay, talk to them.
You know who don't want them?
Who?
Sammy Darnold don't want them, baby. The Houston Texans got to be slowed down. Going up to U.S. Bank Field. Hey, listen. Skull. Justin Jefferson, he don't want those 2 points, baby. Why? Can't pick the Titans? They're not the underdog?
I like it.
Go get those division rivals, baby. Hey.
Justin Jefferson.
Minnesota Vikings, go get them. We need you, baby. We only want to be one game back after this weekend. Mm-hmm. Hey, thanks for a big day, man. I appreciate you, boys. Thanks for letting me spew all this nonsense.
Baby.
Moonshine guest hosting today. All right, Mike. Have a great weekend.
See you, boys. Have a great weekend.
What is red beer again?
Oh, dude. Miller Lite beer of choice with that good Clamato and sprinkle that celery salt, baby.
There he is. Have some red beer on us tonight.
Let's go. You know it.
All right, when we come back, Kevin Kugler will handle the Titans-Packers play-by-play for Fox. He'll join us next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. It's football time in Tennessee. Where are you catching all your college and pro games this season? Scoreboard Bar and Grill is where you need to go. 3 locations, one probably near you. Scoreboard. If not, it's worth it. Scoreboard Opry near Opry Mills. Mall in Donaldson, Scoreboard Cedar Creek in Mount Juliet, Scoreboard Four Corners in Laverne. All Scoreboard locations have brand new football menus with new food and drink items sure to impress anyone. Some of the best hot chicken, slow smoked ribs, wings, and barbecue, the coldest beer, and the largest bushwhacker selection in Nashville. And all locations have plenty of free parking. Scoreboard Bar and Grill has its own built-in party. Every Scoreboard has tons of TVs, and we'll have all of your favorite games on with full sound. Oh, and get this, Scoreboard giving away Tennessee tickets. UT tickets to every home game all season long. Watch their socials for more information. It's football time. It's Scoreboard time. Scoreboard Opry, Scoreboard Cedar Creek, and Scoreboard Four Corners. Scoreboard Bar and Grill. 3HL 104.5, The Zone. Brent Doherty with you. Dawn Davenport is in Louisville. She'll be on the sidelines for Georgia Tech at Louisville. You think she got there, Slay Dog?
She had to get there, man. We would have heard something at some point.
Our girl decided to fly to Louisville with a connection in Atlanta. We can't figure out why that
already
happened.
45 minutes on the way there.
Ron Slay here, too.
Yes, sir.
Talked a lot about the Tennessee-Oklahoma game, of course, and we've talked a lot about this game. Packers at Titans. Kevin Kugler will handle the play-by-play responsibilities. Kevin joins us now. Kevin, what's up? How are you?
I am fired up. I get to be on with the SEC Player of the Year today. Let's go.
Let's do it, baby. What's up, Kim?
How you doing, man? Good to have you. Good to be on with you guys. Thanks for having me.
Man, it's going to be a fun matchup. Are you buying the Jordan Love stuff that he might go Sunday? Because we're sure not. We think it's going to be former Titans quarterback Malik Willis making his first start at Nissan Stadium for the Packers.
Yeah, we tried to pry this out of Matt LaFleur yesterday when we did our Zoom calls with the Packers, and we get a little more behind the scenes stuff, we're the TV crews, so they give us a little something, and he refused. So, he's got to be cleared. He's got the same stuff he said in the media all week long. I guess I'd be a little surprised, especially since he came out as questionable again today. I think it's early in the season. It's game 3 of the year. I don't know that you risk it if you're the Packers, especially with the thoughts that you can do a lot this year with this Green Bay team. Matt LaFleur will do what he does, and he certainly knows more about it than I do. But I'd be really, really scared to risk it this early in the season.
Yeah, and they got a divisional game next week, right? So that makes a lot of sense to hold him out one more week. But you talked about Matt LaFleur. He did a great job, I thought, with Malik Willis in terms of the game plan and what Malik did last week with the 12 for 14.
It was a really well-managed game. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to pull that same game plan out this week because now the Titans will have had a chance to watch what the Packers did. But just right.
Let's do this. Let's put Kevin on hold and check that line. Didn't you think they did a good job with Malik Willis in terms of scripting that with the no-read, one-read stuff?
Yeah, and then to get ready for it on the short week, of course, they knew what it was, but for him to go out and be efficient and execute it on that week and everybody be on the same cadence, I think that's one of the biggest things. You got a new quarterback coming in, and that cadence is a little different. That offensive line can react differently. And I thought it was a good job everybody being focused. It's a little easier when you can run the ball that way, too.
Yeah, and they utilize his legs. Mm-hmm. They didn't overcook it.
Right.
But they did it just enough. Kevin is back now. And the other thing about it, Kevin, is that run game for the Packers. I mean, they went nuts against Indianapolis. I don't anticipate that happening against the Titans. So I'm anxious to see what that game plan looks like. And Big Jeff Simmons today said, no one runs on the Tennessee Titans defense.
He hopes that's the case because the Packers certainly did against the Colts last week.
They sure did.
Yeah.
See it.
Oh, man. All right, we'll try again. Kevin Kugler going to handle the play-by-play. Daryl Johnston will be the analyst. Remember Moose?
Yes.
Those Cowboys teams, man.
I would love to hear, being able to hear Jacob Hester speak about the fullback. I would love to hear Moose talk about it. Him and Allstott. Those are the people I would sit down in the room and love to hear talk.
Laura Oakman will be on the sideline. The matchup I was talking about earlier that we didn't get to because you guys went nuts in the last segment was left defensive end Rashawn Gary is an absolute beast, okay? Yeah. He has 24.5 sacks in the last 3 seasons. He has one in the 2 games this year.
Tough.
He plays left defensive end. That puts him against right tackle NPF. That is a big matchup one-on-one.
That's tough. That is, especially, golly, we just got over there with the left side. Now we're starting to deal with the right side. Hopefully, man, NPF can anchor down, man, and hold his ground. And even if they got to give help, but they've been giving help. They've been chipping and everything over there. Until you get it right, like Savage used to tell us, he is the candy bar. Somebody got to do something with him.
I mean, it's on tape.
That's the problem.
NPF gave up 9 pressures. Nicholas Petit for a right tackle for the Titans gave up 9 pressures, 1 quarterback hit, and 1 sack last week.
Gosh.
On his birthday.
Not good. Not good on your birthday.
After the story came out that he's a fantasy football expert.
See, that's why you gotta be able to read the room and check the temperature on things, man, before you start just jumping out there doing stuff like that. Not a good look.
We hit on this yesterday, but for those that missed it, I think this is an interesting stat to kind of hit back on. For PFF, percentage of run snaps Titans defensive linemen are being double teamed. Okay? Run snaps where Titans defensive linemen individually are getting double teamed. Mm-hmm. Okay? So Sebastian Joseph Day has been in the game for 20 run snaps. He's been double teamed 4 times on those 20 snaps. That is good for 20%. 20% of the time he's been double teamed.
Right.
Jeffrey Simmons, 34 run snaps so far this season. He's been double teamed 9 times. That's 26.5%. One of the most double teamed guys in the game last year.
So serious.
T'Vondre Sweat, 36 run snaps, 20 double teams.
Yeah.
55.6%. T'Vondre Sweat already getting the attention.
That's what is expected too, man. He got to live up to it, and he's been doing that.
Kevin Kugler back with us now. Hey, Kev. Sorry about the connection.
I'm glad they don't put me in charge of audio for these broadcasts. That's a good thing.
We were talking about do you think the Packers are going to be able to run the football against the Titans?
I think they'll try because I think they have to. But I don't know that they're going to be able to because I think the Titans, having had the ability to watch that tape, there's only so many ways you can scheme up a run game if you're Matt LaFleur. Now, I have no doubt he can figure out ways to do it. But if you're Tennessee, you've got a huge advantage that the Colts didn't have last week because you got to watch them throw the kitchen sink at the Colts in the run game. You're going to try to run some of the same stuff, but I think having a week to prepare for a run game dominant Packer offense is going to really be a benefit for the Titans.
It should be a benefit, man. And the thing is, man, if Malik is back there or Jordan Love is back there, how close do you have to get to getting a turnover if you're the Titans? You've been inching day in and day out each game that close. And this another week goes by with this defensive unit being able to play together and kind of read off each other, get the instincts going. How close do you believe it is to getting a good turnover?
I think they're close, and that was sort of the theme today. We went over to practice, and we were over there for meetings with the coaches and players, and to a man, it was, we're very close. We are so close to turnovers, close to breaking through. And, I mean, you look back at that game last week for the first quarter and a half, the Titans dominated that Jets team. I mean, that was not real. I mean, it was a lopsided game, 11-1 in first downs, and then, of course, the play that turned everything around, the Levis fumble. But they're so close right now, and I really do think this is the weekend you can get it because I think you're going to force Malik Willis to try to make more plays, whether that's with his feet or with his arm. I think he's got to try to make some plays with his arm, and that might be where you have a chance to get him.
Yeah. Well, all right, so now you get to the offensive side of the ball with Will Levis. How dangerous are these receivers? And when you're just looking at Calvin Ridley, you're looking at Tyler Boyd, you also have D-Hop. It's expected to be 100% and ready to go in this game right here, along with the running backs coming out of the backfield. Is that the most potent thing, or is it getting the run game going for the Titans?
No, I think you've got to get all three of those wide receivers that you mentioned involved in this game. Calvin Ridley, you can do so many different things with. We saw him on the end around last week, score the touchdown. I think he's such a dynamic player that he's got to be a major factor in this offense. Tyler Boyd is Brian Callahan's security blanket. He knows where he's going to be. He's familiar with him from his time at the Bengals, and Tyler's just a steady, solid guy. To me, the wild card is DeAndre Hopkins. Is he fully healthy? Can he get out? When he's out there, we've seen it. He was dominant at times last year. He's been more dominant over the course of his career in his younger days for sure. But, I mean, look, averaged 8 targets a game last year. He's only had 3 targets total this year. You've got to get him involved a little bit more because that's going to take pressure off Tyler Boyd. It's going to take pressure off Calvin Ridley. It's going to take a little pressure off that run game, which I think is very capable for this Titans team.
Go.
What do you see from the Titans offense in terms of Will Levis being able to get the ball beyond that first read? I think it's like 76% of his throws go to the first read. What do you think about the Titans offense in that throw game?
I think it's developing, and I think how long is it going to take to develop? I think everybody's really impatient with it, and I don't blame them. I mean, look, it has been such a weird stretch for Tennessee because you think back to that Green Bay game 2 years ago. They were 7-3 after they won in Green Bay. They were leading the division, and they've been 6-20 since, which is just hard to fathom when we've seen so much successful football over the years in Tennessee. And I think everybody, I'm sure Titans fans are anxious. Let's go. We got a new offense. We got a young quarterback. Let's get this thing done. I think it's a work in progress, not only with Will Levis, but with that offensive line. I look at that line, and man, there's a cohesiveness that has yet to develop,
for sure,
from my eyes, with the offensive line and the quarterback. And unfortunately, you really can't push fast forward on that. You've got to just let that develop with time and with reps. And hopefully, for Titans fans, you start to see that turn a little bit, because go on the road to Miami, go on the road to Buffalo, go on the road to Detroit in the 3 of the next 4 games. That's not an easy stretch when you're still trying to figure out who you are and how you operate as an offense.
Kevin Kugler with us. We'll handle the Titans-Packers play-by-play for Fox. Daryl Johnston will work as analyst. Laura Oakman will be on the sideline. Kevin, do you guys get a chance to kind of hang out and enjoy Nashville at all, or are you just in and out?
No, we do. Laura lives here, so we're actually going to Laura's place tonight. She's got a little gathering that we're having dinner out at her house, and so it's nice. We get out of Nashville. I do not have to do a pedal cart, or I don't have to be part of a bachelorette party. I don't have matching T-shirts with anybody to wear this week, so I just get to kind of hang out, and then we'll have meetings tomorrow and prep for the game, and off we go on Sunday. It should be a lot of fun, albeit very hot. This will be our second hot game in 3 weeks. We started in Tampa, and it looks like it's going to be just about as hot as it was in Tampa week 1.
92 and steamy.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah,
the heat chasing you guys. Hey, when you guys go in there and talk to coaches, at the end of the meeting, does Moose ever say, like, hey, coach, you thinking about putting something in for the fullback? How much does he miss the fullback position out here now?
I can tell you this, when we had some conversations last week with the Detroit Lions and the fullback position was mentioned, his face lit up like it was Christmas. Yeah. He knows the fullback is not a big part of the game anymore, but man, when they run a fullback out there, he is a very happy individual. There's no doubt about that.
I love that.
Real quick, play-by-play guys like to kind of have that mental image of things that are going to happen during the game and be prepared for everything. But with Will Levis and his ability to pitch the ball any and everywhere on the field, like, you got to kind of be aware of anything could happen.
Yeah, it could, and you have to be aware at all times of what might happen. The Bears one is the one that still I kind of understand what happened last week with the fumble. The Bears one, every time I watch that, my heart hurt for Titans fans, because I can imagine as you're sitting in your living room or you're sitting at a bar watching that game, and your stomach just dropped because you're thinking, how many more ways can we see this team cough one up? And that was one you hadn't seen yet. Hopefully you won't see that again. I like Will. I think he's improved. I thought he was better week 2 than week 1, but we all know the one play in week 2 that just crushed the Titans.
Yeah, he was drifting in the pocket a whole lot in the first game, and then the second week it completely took that out. So that was an impressive change on his part. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, this is a big one. Titans can't afford to go to 0-3 for sure.
No, got to get a win at home, especially against a Packers team that's maybe going with a backup quarterback. If it's a backup quarterback, this is almost a must-win.
Kevin Kugler handling the Titans-Packers play-by-play for Fox. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate you, man.
Man.
Thanks for fighting through the phone issues. Appreciate it, guys.
Oh, good, bro.
All right, man. Yeah. Laura Oatman lives in Nashville. I forgot about that. She and Dawn are friends. So
yeah, would make sense. Be my young girl.
So when we come back, Parsley.
I'm gonna get one together too. I'm gonna get another one together.
And we'll have picks. Titans-Packers.
Yes.
Tennessee-Oklahoma.
It's a must.
Right now, it's X Golf Friday, and we want to give you a chance to win a $50 gift card to Experience X Golf. Be caller number 5 now to win. 615-737-1045. Get through to Zeph, and you could win and transform your golf game at one of their 2 locations, Nashville or Murfreesboro. Play, train, or entertain at the most innovative and accurate golf simulator experience in the world. To learn more, visit playxgolf.com. That's playxgolf.com. It is homecoming in Murfreesboro. MTSU hosting Duke, 3 o'clock on Saturday. It is homecoming. I'll tell you more about that, but you can go online to find out more information and to get tickets. GoBlueRaiders.com/tickets. That's GoBlueRaiders.com/tickets. Homecoming week for MTSU Blue Raiders. The game is Saturday at noon. The new era starts now with Coach Derek Mason, the Blue Raiders, as they gear up for an exciting matchup all season long. They've got the mixer on middle 9:30 in the morning, it all starts. Homecoming parade at 10. Men's basketball autographs from 11:45 until 12:30 in the Grove. Meet your 2024-2025 Middle Tennessee men's basketball team. Get the team's autographs on a limited edition schedule poster. Party in the Grove, 12 until. New to the game day experience in the 2024 season, Party in the Grove will feature live music, food trucks, other fun activities in Walnut Grove. The centerpiece of Party in the Grove is a performance stage for bands, artists, and DJs. 2 food trucks and several new sponsored tents and activities will be added to the mix as well. Party will wind down 45 minutes prior to kickoff, so get there. The Raider Walk, you can watch the kids walk into the stadium. 12:45 begins approximately 2.5 hours before kickoff in the Grove. Fans are encouraged to line up behind the Cope Administration Building to cheer on the Blue Raiders as they make their way to Floyd Stadium. Again, 3 o'clock kickoff, Duke and MTSU. Homecoming for MTSU. GoBlueRaiders.com/tickets.
Hey, you know what? You guys know that when I tell you about companies that you should call if you need something, I am almost always a customer. Well, I'm a customer of Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville, and they have been amazing replacing my windows and doors and all of that. Yes, Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville are the absolute best. If you need new windows, you need new doors, that's where you need to go. And you might be surprised to learn how affordable replacement windows are from Pella Windows and Doors. They are a family-oriented, family-first company, been around since 1925. They'll be 100 years old next year. How about that? What stands out? Their lifetime warranties on their products, but also Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville backs up their work with warranty too. A 10-year labor warranty, which is leading in the industry. They got a deal going on for you right now. 50% off qualifying installations and no money down, no interest, no payments for 12 full months. Call them at 615-249-1910 or schedule your free consultation. Tell them Dawn sent you, PellaNashville.com.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Ron Slay with you. Man, we've thrown out a lot of information today. And entertainment, hopefully.
And entertainment, y'all. We got some more coming.
I really didn't think we'd go down to the floppy dog thing. I didn't know where that came from.
I don't either. I have no earthly idea where that came from, dog. It just kind of just sputtered out.
Going to be an historic night in Norman, Oklahoma tomorrow as Oklahoma plays its first conference game as a member of the SEC. Game day will be there. There are so many storylines. Game day is going to be incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 6:30 night game on ABC. You can also catch it right here on 104.5 The Zone. Number 6, Tennessee, a 6.5-point favorite on the road at number 15, Oklahoma.
You want to get up early for this one, y'all. Tell you the energy is going to be right.
What do you think the final score in this football game will be, Ronald Sylvester Slay?
The final score in this game will be 38-17.
38-17.
And the only reason it's 17, Oklahoma gets a late field goal to try to hurry up and just like, all right, we'll try to onside kick it or something.
Tennessee hasn't given up a touchdown on defense in 16 quarters. Nope. You think that comes to an end?
Yep, I expect them to score before the half ends and try to give themselves some hopes and get the 80,000 screaming and then come out and put the gas to them. So put the pedal to the metal.
Would you like my pick, Slater?
I would love to know your pick, Yor. What's the score gonna be?
Tennessee will beat Oklahoma in Norman on the Josh Heupel return.
That's cool.
Return tour.
Yeah.
Where they celebrate him and then he celebrates with a cigar and a 41-13 win over the Oklahoma Sooners.
Spit it, spank,
Go Vols, Slater.
Spank. That is spank.
Packers at Titans. Titans favored by 2.5. It keeps bouncing from 1.5 to 2.5.
Bounce with me.
What do you think the final score will be, Slater?
I believe the Titans finally, they are. The Titans finally get over that 17-point hump, and they go out and they score 31 points.
Whoa!
4 touchdowns and a field goal.
They haven't scored 30 or more in a regular season game in forever.
You're absolutely right. This is the game, and I tell you why. What have we been harping on? Defense and special teams. Defense gets a turnover. Special teams get something big to happen. There you go. That's going to give you 10 points at least.
Special teams has had something big happen twice.
Yeah, against them.
You're not saying that.
Yeah, no, they got to turn it around this time.
Turn that thing
around. Every now and then I get a little
We go different songs.
Oh, that's cool.
That's amazing.
We still right here.
Turn the beat around. All right, I got Titans winning 24-13. I'm just going to cut to the chase. 24-13.
That's better.
I think the Packers offense, I don't know that they get to 13.
You don't think they get to 13? That's real.
I'll give them one weird touchdown.
Take one.
One weird touchdown. 24-13. All right, you have a parlay?
I got 2 parlays. Bring me my money.
Ron Slay's parlay.
Yeah, here we go, baby. Here we go, baby. All right, this is what we got. My bad, y'all. It's putting another bet in. All right, here we go.
How many parlays do you have working?
I have, how many parlays do I have? This is not including an NFL one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Damn. 11. I didn't know. I honestly didn't know I had this many parlays.
Okay.
All right. Here's a 2-leg parlay.
All right. 2-leg parlay.
Vanderbilt plus 20.5.
Love it.
East Carolina plus 6.5.
Love that one. I already did that one.
Booked that one. All right. That's one of them.
Mayor Slay.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, that was good one. Well, I like that one, yours.
Mayor Lay.
Yeah,
that doesn't sound good either.
No, that don't. Mayor don't get laid, please. Hey, listen. All right. Here go the other one. 7-leg parlay.
Okay. From 2 to 7.
Yeah. Now we're getting into it.
Yeah.
Getting into the thick of things.
Uh-huh.
James Madison plus 10.5 versus North Carolina. Take it.
Okay.
Florida minus 2.5 versus Mississippi State. They got to finally get this one. Southern Miss at Jacksonville State, under 60.5. Georgia Tech at Louisville, the game Babsy is calling. I got Georgia Tech plus 13.5. Kent State at Penn State. We all know James Franklin, he loves the cover. Penn State minus 43.5. The Auburn-Arkansas game. Y'all know I love Sam Pittman. Y'all know I love him. Y'all know I love him. I love Taylor Green. I got Auburn at home minus 3.5.
Oh,
I know. USC at Michigan, money line USC.
I like Michigan. I do not like Michigan. I like USC.
Okay, you ready for this one? This is a 6-leg one. This is a good one right here, though.
Well, you just got all kinds of things.
Illinois at Nebraska.
That's tonight?
Over 42.5.
Okay.
Florida at Mississippi State. Florida minus 5.5. Virginia at Coastal Carolina. Virginia. USC at Michigan, under 44.5, the total. Utah at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State money line. The Tennessee Vols at Oklahoma. Tennessee minus 11.5. That's a 6-leg parlay. A 3-leg parlay for tonight. Okay. Stanford at Syracuse. Stanford against the Fighting Keith Bullocks. Plus 13.5, take Stanford. Illinois at Nebraska. I think Nebraska wins this game, but I'm taking Illinois plus 10.5. San Jose State. San Jose State at Washington State. Give me San Jose State plus 13.5. And just for a good old parlay for Tennessee, another Tennessee bet. Tennessee minus 11.5, under 56.5 though the total, and the first quarter spread is minus 1.5. Take it for Tennessee. I got another one too, but we ain't gonna worry about it.
Yeah.
I got 11 of them, y'all. This 6th one is a really good one. But
I think you've done enough.
I've done enough.
Yeah. Memphis at
Get ready
Navy.
to book it, baby.
Memphis at 3-0, trying to get to 4-0, coming off that big win against Florida State. Do they have a little letdown against a team that they don't normally prepare for? Navy.
Yes, you got me second guessing that one.
Memphis minus 9. I love Memphis, though. Here's the caveat to that. If they get Navy down a couple scores,
yeah, wrap it up.
That's tough with that offensive system. Alabama A&M at 0-3, Austin Peay, 6 o'clock on Saturday, ESPN Plus. Tennessee State at Tennessee Tech, ESPN Plus, 1:30 the start time there. TSU looking for a 2-game win streak to get to 3-1. Tennessee Tech looking for their first win of the season.
It's going to be a good one.
Vanderbilt at Missouri. Missouri favored by 20.5. 3:15 on the SEC Network. We both think that Vanderbilt was sluggish last week against Georgia State, and that we went into why earlier, and that they will bounce back, have full attention on Saturday, not necessarily win, but to be in a battle with Missouri. Tennessee at Oklahoma, we've broken that one down a lot.
Yes,
Tennessee minus 6.5, 6:30 on ABC, and right here on 104.5 The Zone. And Packers at Titans. Titans favored by 2.5, 12 o'clock on Fox.
Broke that one down too.
And right here on 104.5 The Zone. You will be hosting the VIP
Titans tailgate. That's right. Sunday at 9 a.m. sharp. That's what I'm trying to tell you. 9 a.m. sharp, baby. It's going down.
For real.
Ain't no love in Oklahoma, man. And don't listen, don't try to butter them up. Don't try to get them all lubed up and, you know what I mean, relaxed and liquored up. No, let Hyper go coach his team, man. We don't need no Jumbotron, tributes, none of that, man. Let that man go be who he got to be, and it's time for them dogs to hunt. Ain't no love in Oklahoma, baby. We don't want none either.
We will be here on Monday to break it all down, and we appreciate you incorporating us, including us in your day. We do not take that for granted, nor do we take that lightly. Hope you have a great weekend. Hope you have a great night. Good night. God bless.
See, you wouldn't want to be unless you're Traylon Burks, Tajay Spears, or that little wood wagon wheel down there in Oklahoma. I would like to be a dog that like to hunt. Big chest, pointy ears. Time to eat.
Go Vols.